I want to say it was Cornetem. Yep, this is right. The Red Fang Dunes. So now we're in a different world. This is a world that we've had one fort in before. It's a very vile and dark world. We are currently in the Red Fang Dunes. The site government is the Cavern of Visions, and the civilization is the Tour of Barricades. We live in the Land of Glee. And this is where our military trains. At the top of this little tower. Which needs work, but is getting there. We're waiting on mechanics to finish those little traps. We currently have 55 dwarves in the fort. The named dwarves are Burger, Stone, Euterpus, Poimu, Kibs and Britches, Octane, Rhinestone, Suckmud, Dorton, Hobo, Tapioc, Ugaru, Epion, who's the militia commander. And we have a bunch of peasants. Good lord. And Boozler, the dwarven baby, of course. If anybody would like a name, let me know. But first we're going to do a real quick tour. Let's just kind of go through everything. This is the upper layer that we have. It's in this black sand desert, which has very light vegetation with the little creek up in the corner. We're on the edge of this massive pile of sand. I think I'm imagining it kind of like a giant sand dune. There are some trees kind of growing down towards the bottom. Most of them we've chopped down, though. There were some trees growing here, but we've hacked them all down. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. We've hacked them all down. Investments are open if you wish to invest your tickets. The actual fort itself, though, we had some problems with zombies for a little bit there, so I had to set up some cage traps. But the actual stairwell down goes through the first cavern layer into a few ore veins that we've mined out. And then we're going to pile through the second cavern layer, which is right here. Yes. The second cavern layer. And then the third cavern layer. Edgy dune. No, volcanic dunes. I love the flat dwarf. Dude, that's what happens. Okay, hold on. That's what happens after a dwarf gets hit with a drawbridge. Okay? Down here is our kitchens. In the third cavern layer. This is the actual fort itself. We are doing some smoothing. We got a few crafting rooms set up. Up in the top right is some bedrooms, which we're working on. Down below that, we have our farming area where we've put mud everywhere. And we have a few turkeys over in the up left. And a lever for releasing the flood into the actual fortress. That's our well down there, which is not clean water, but, you know, we'll make a nicer one at some point. Down here is the Magma Forge. Top stockpile is where we are keeping... What ores do we have? We have, obviously, diorite, tetrahedrite, and glena. So copper and silver and lead is what we're getting. And then we have quite a few dwarves working on this, on the magma furnaces that we have. This is the actual forge that we have. It kind of looks like a weird anvil. I quite like it. And then underneath it is this area. Also, how have you been, Proffering? I hope that life's treating you well recently. And that's the fort currently as it sits. So as I said, if anybody would like a dwarf in this fortress, just do let me know. We'll get you dwarfed up here. Looks like dwarves are becoming recruits. We've got a few humans hanging out, as well as Kermis Galexia, who is a goblin, who is the chief treasurer, I think is your title? Yeah, there you go. The chief treasurer diplomat, with their human defenders, as well, apparently, as we have some merchants up here right now, who I think I've already traded with. Fun with a capital F-U-C-K. Yeah. Well, hopefully not the worst kind of fun. Hopefully tolerable fun. What kind of walls are these? All right. Let's work on some walls, because I really want to get this area well defended. That's kind of my #1 priority right now. is to get this area well defended. Any hammer dwarves? I don't actually know what we're using for weapons right now. Probably hammers because of all of the silver, but I'll take a quick glance at what weapons they're using. But yes, there's plenty of military dwarves that haven't been named yet, although they're all recruits right now. Actually, these are spear dwarves. There's a we're gonna soon to be hammer dwarf. So I made a bunch of copper spears. So we're using kind of a combination of spears and warhammers. But this one is wielding a warhammer, so we can give it to you. Sassbot. She is married to Zang Bustspine and has one child, Bimble Shotwalked, and is the daughter of Doran Tactics. Clean-shaven hair and somewhat tall ears, free-lobed ears, and her hair is gray with flecks of pale taupe. Her skin is cinnamon and her eyes are cobalt. She is 122 years old, born on the 13th of Felsai in the year 438. Sassbox like cinnabar, silver. Oh, that's probably why you're using a warhammer. Silver, chrysocolla, green glass, and giant parakeet leather. And pale brown. The color pale brown in mountains and hoods and weapon racks and ballista arrows and llamas for their jutting teeth. The purple aquamarines for their striking color and the words of the boulders of gold and the sound of the heliotrope gloss. And when possible prefers to consume giant buzzard turnip wine. And detests toads, has poor empathy and little patience, and personally does not particularly value the truth. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday, is rarely happy or enthusiastic, and is conflicted by this as she values parties and merrymaking in the abstract. Doesn't mind wearing something a little special now and again, and doesn't cling tightly to ideas. Is open to changing her mind, and she is very humble. She has an active sense of humor, and she tries to keep her things orderly. She doesn't often experience strong cravings or urges, and she takes offered help and gifts without feeling particularly grateful. She does not go out of her way to help others, and she needs alcohol to get through the working day. Soon they will feel the weight of her hammer upon your crushing head, bashing the helmet on the zombie straight down into its skull. May your hammer be true, Sassbot. Currently equipped with a silver warhammer. Nightwolf's leather cap. I know that's... I don't know what a Nightwolf is, but that's cool. That's just a cool sounding leather cap. We need to get you some proper armor and shit, though. But yeah, no, we're going to be working on these walls a little bit. Once again, if anybody else wants any dwarves, just give me a shout. Give me a shout. We're going to be working on little tower stuff as well. Also, if anybody's curious about what we're listening to, we are listening to relaxing Hollow Knight mix. So the chill music from the Hollow Knight soundtrack instead of the super exciting battle music from the Hollow Knight soundtrack. I really like the chill portions of the Hollow Knight soundtrack, but like the loud bits get to be a bit much for me. Darth Plagueis the Wise. Absolutely you can be. You just need to let me know what kind of job you'd like. You know, actually... Because we have some miners, some woodworkers, some engraver, or an engraver, 2 animal caretakers, which I think are getting swapped over to blacksmiths, a whole bunch of smiths of various varieties, some craft dwarves. The fisher dwarves are getting changed into other dwarves, some farmers. We have a chief medical dwarf. We do actually have 1 trained hammer dwarf. I didn't realize that. Bunch of recruits, some peasants, which are most of them are joining the military or getting specialized, 1 child, and a performer. I mean, we could just listen to my amazing... I've got a jar of dirt 10 hours mix. Does anybody else miss those YouTube videos where it's just like, insert dumb repeating thing here, 10-hour mix? Because those were the days. Investments are open. Heads up, chat. Medical dwarf, please. Darth Plagueis the Wise, the chief medical dwarf. He feels satisfied at work. Within the last season, he felt wonder, communing with Dedros, the scrape of stones. What is your god? You have a wife who's a shearer, Dedros Igathlam. Dedros, the scrape of stones, is a deity of the tour of barricades. Dedros most often takes the form of a male moth and is associated with fertility, agriculture, rain, nature, and the sun and the sky, the stars, the night, nightmares, and dreams. He was interested after watching performance, but was annoyed after having a drink without using a goblet, cup, or mug, but felt pleasure near a fine seat and pleasure near a fine trade depot. He's married to Unib and dreams of raising a family. Is very strong, likes diacite, sterling silver, green diamond, and the color clear glass. Color auburn, gizzard stones, and spears, and blue peafowls for their coloration. The durians for their manes, and the words of the watchful orbs, and the sound of the heliotrope gloss, and the sight of the amethyst of playing. When possible, prefers to consume emio, dwarven ale, two-humped camel's milk, flax flour, and absolutely hates bats. Has a great musical sense and a good creativity, but a poor analytical abilities, the ability to manage or understand social relationships, and quite poor focus, and very little patience. Personally believes that the time taken to master a skill is a horrible waste. Values peace over war and does not respect the law. Dreams of raising a family. Strongly prefers discussions and ideas in the abstract concepts over handling specific practical issues. Dislikes obligations and will try to avoid being bound by them. Though he values the concept of loyalty and is troubled by his natural tendencies, he is made deeply uncomfortable by differences in culture or appearance. In what others think, and he is wow. He's not pleased by his own appearance and talents and is not particularly interested in what others think of him. He can sometimes act with little deliberation and is occasionally overindulges. He is somewhat quarrelsome, and he is bothered by this since he values friendship. He tries to do things correctly each time, and he does not easily fall in love and rarely develops positive sentiments. He tends to be a little wasteful when working on projects, and he could be considered rude. He does not have a great aesthetic sensitivity, and he is conflicted by this as he values artwork in its creation. He needs alcohol to get through the working day. What do I mean? So for a while there was a running joke on YouTube where the longest video you could upload was 10 hours. Right? Now I don't actually think there's a limit anymore. So what people would do is they would take a meme that's like 2 minutes long and repeat it for 10 hours and upload that. So you'd have like, I got a jar of dirt 10 hours, or Epic Sax Man. Or was it Epic Sax Man or Epic Sax Guy? I think it was Epic Sax Guy, 10 hours. Or just anything that's a meme, 10 hours. Perhaps Darth Plagueis. I think Plagueis is a really good name for a medical dwarf, though. Yeah, looks like most of my peasants are being turned into smiths. Actually, no, these are all bone carvers. That's fine though. Dude, Epic Sax Guy's brilliant. Do 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 no 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 no. These days you can just loop a video. Yeah, but it's not the same. It doesn't have the same level of stupid. You know? Although I will never forget the time I watched an entire video of somebody counting to 1 million. It was a very long video. That I think was the longest video I watched in its entirety on YouTube. Was it Mr. Beast who did that? I don't know. It was a long time ago. Although I hate Mr. Beast so much. That dude drives me nuts. Badger, 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 badger. Chat, you fill in the rest. Old people know. What about, okay. People who've been on the internet for a while remember albino black sheep.
Cheese for everyone.
You know what's something that popped into my head recently? This is the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Good guys, bad guys, and explosion. As far as the eye can see. And only one will survive. I wonder who it will be. This is the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny. So this is our tavern right here. The Walled Brunch. It's got a couple boulders on the floor, but we're working on it. I'm sure we'll get there. Also, how are we doing for actual bars right now? Because, yeah, we got a shit ton of silver. So you know what we're going to do? Got to go to work. You have a good day at work. Don't work too hard. Stay safe. You know the drill. Okay, actually, once we're done our spears, shields, breastplates, helms, high boots, and leggings and caps, after that, we're going to make some silver statues for our tavern. Newgrounds? Oh, absolutely. Dude, I spent a lot of time on Newgrounds. Newgrounds was a chill place. We've just kind of got some work that we got to get done right now. Like, there really isn't too much else that we can do currently. It's just, we got to get this work done, and it's got to get done. Got to smooth these bedrooms, make them livable, get beds in them, all that jazz. All that beautiful, beautiful jazz. Someone needs to brew some plump helmet. Brew drink from plant 30. So that I'll have some spawn. Dude, there was a lot of good Stickman games on phones for a little bit there. I remember when Angry Birds came out and I was like, this is literally just a game from carbon copy of a game from Newgrounds with slightly nicer art. And I remember it annoying the ever-living shit out of me and being like, man, why isn't this better? Being super annoyed by it. Also, I haven't said this enough today, but guys, thanks for the ludicrous amount of support today. Actually. Like, you guys successfully shut my brain off for a solid couple minutes there. We also need to make us a nicer temple, which I kind of want to do on this layer too. Because right now our temple is just this right here. It's just a little square right here. And it's a generic do everything temple. That moth, the god of nightmares, seems to be a really popular boss. Boss? God. God, boss, same shit. So that moth seems to be a really popular god. So I'd like to do something for that moth. So I think we'll do something up here like this. I mean, it sounds like a video game boss, that moth. I mean, it's the god of nightmares, for fuck's sake. Sounds like a video game boss. Although the one of the best forgotten beasts I ever saw was literally a giant moth that had the exact same description of Mothra, which was just a super cool sounding forgotten beast. It's like, oh, it's literally Mothra. which was badass at the time and still is badass now. It's a neat little room design, I think. think we'll go all the way down to the point. There we go. Music is way too quiet. Although I'm getting like this, like, I've been watching way too much of The Expanse, which I don't think is possible actually, but I love how the Belters all refer to their captain as Boss Man. So they're just like, okay, Boss Man. So I'm just like imagining dwarves referring to their god as Boss Man. The Expanse, it's a good show. Watch it. I understand now why people like that show so much. That's going to be our temple to that moth. You like the shape of this room? This will be a little tunnel that's going to go past it, but... this will be another temple behind it. I don't know which god this will be to. I might redo that one, but currently we're only going for this one. The second most popular deity? Yeah, probably. But I don't like this shape. I don't like the way it turned out. I kind of want it to look more spiny, if that makes any sense. Because a lot of the gods in this world that the dwarves worship are pretty dark seeming. You look like a dragon dildo. Now it's ribbed for her pleasure. See, I was more going for like... not really dildo, but... does that look less phallic yet? Spiky poo? Dude, if your poo looks like this, you should go see a doctor. I'm just gonna put it out there. See, to me, it looks like a sideways tree. Like, technically, you didn't say it out loud. You typed it in. when you eat a tree, that's what your poop looks like. The last thing I did last time I streamed this fort was I finished trading, so the merchants can leave. Looks like anal beads. You guys have, you guys have dirty fucking minds. You do know I once banned somebody for saying that my fort looked like a penis, right? I mean, it's not fucked up to have a dirty mind. In fact, it's healthy and normal, but like... Can you keep your horniness to yourselves, chat room? You know what I mean? You just got here? Bullshit. You've been here most of the... Nah, that's fine. I believe you. Fair enough. Just got back. Not everything needs to be about sex, you weirdos. Are you guys trying to get my YouTube channel demonetized? Tell that to pop music? There's reasons I don't listen to pop music. Because there's things in this world that aren't booty and blow. Not that I got anything against either of those things, but... Well, maybe blow. More of a cannabis guy. Dude, I haven't been demonetized yet, so like, you know, fingers crossed that that doesn't happen. I remember seeing an emote which was a two-part, and it said the first one was chat so, and then the second one was horny. And I was just like, man, I feel that emote on a spiritual level. Made me chuckle when I saw it. Got a good laugh out of it. All right, let's just get this area zoned up. Meaning assign location, add temple. Who is the most popular god? I think it's that moth. They do have a bunch of like Ricker, the god of death, war, valor, food, and agriculture. Oh, that's the moth, I think. No, Dedros, the scrape of stones, is the moth. 16 worshippers. Dreams, nightmares, the night, stars in the sky. And then the god of valor is the second most popular god. We got the god of Rim, the legendary, and Arul, the cover mastered, the safe something. Deity, the order, and laws. The god of cops. All right, so we're going to go with Dedros, the scrape of stones. You know, the thing about that tier, Bamboozler, is there is a within reason thing, and I would classify that as something I wouldn't allow. Like, I reserve the right to say no to any sound effect that you choose. How's the fort? Did you miss anything? You're kind of just at the start. We named a dwarf. That's basically all that happened. We spent most of the time in Legends mode, and we just kind of got in. We've named 2 dwarves, so. Your named dwarf would be in the other fort, yeah. So you can have one in this fort if you like. Just double checking. Yep. Also, Sasspot, your dwarf is now officially a hammer dwarf. Looks like we got a spear dwarf and a couple hammer dwarves and a bunch of recruits still. And also our dwarven squads are called Hellmarch and Fireforge. If Nintendo wasn't Nintendo. Yeah, no, I agree. It is maybe one of the best click sound effects I've ever heard. Also, thanks, B-Lug, if you're lurking, in regards to the thing you just posted in the Team Discord. Yeah, also, I need to go into locations. The Abbey of Blossoms. So let's read the description of that god once again. No, I need to find a dwarf that worships that god. I know that our Hammer Dwarf, Sasbot, worships that god. Oh, did you not? No, it wasn't Sasbot. It was, Darth Plagueis who worships that bot. Yes. Yeah, you. Most often takes the form of a male moth and is associated with fertility, agriculture, rain, nature, the sun, sky, stars, the night, nightmares, and dreams. Trying to think what sort of things would go into that area. Yeah, indeed. A lot of areas of expertise, you know? Also, silver cabinet, 30. Silver chest, 30. Citizens and long-term residents only. Down here, this will be the second most popular god. Which is Zuluth, the god of valor. The Cathedral of Strikes. I think the Abbey of Blossoms is a bad name for that god. So the Abbey of Blossoms is the current name. Let's call it the Abbey of Fear? I mean, Fear could do it. The Abbey of Fears. I think maybe I'm dwelling too much on the fact that it's the night. The Hammer Dwarf looks prominent. Oh, you want the Hammer Dwarf, Red? Yeah, we can give you the Hammer Dwarf. Ferrets. Doesn't fit. And then the God of Valor. The Cathedral of Strikes, I think, works. The Cathedral of... How about Flames for this one? Cathedral of Flame. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Clear. The Cathedral of Flames. The God of Valor. Also, so Red, you wanted a Hammerdurf? Let's give you a Hammerdurf. Your god is Dedros, the stone deity. The Tour of Barricades most often takes the form of a male moth and is associated with fertility, agriculture, the rain, nature, sun, the sky, stars, night, nightmares, and dreams. 420k channel points. Nice. You have no family in the fort, just friends. Well, 2 passing acquaintances. Why must they be so violent? You felt pleasure after putting on a truly exceptional item. And was satisfied after teaching Hammer. I like that line. I've read it before and it always gives me a smile. She is a worshipper of Dedros, the Scrape of Stones. Is 79 years old, born on the 6th of Obsidian in the year 481. Her very long hair is arranged in double braids, and her short ears have large hanging lobes. She has an average size, and her eyebrows are extremely long. Her slightly rounded hair... Her eyes are slightly rounded. There you go. Her hair is pale taupe, and her skin is cinnamon red, like quartzite, silver, pineapple, opal, coffee, wood, and wombat leather. Spears and armor stands and amulets and goblets and donkeys for their stubbornness, hydras for their 7 heads, and the words of the luxurious music. It prefers to consume giant sperm whale, alpaca cheese. I just read giant sperm initially, and I was like, what? Alpaca cheese, spelt beer, oat flour, and the worm, and the bitter melon leaves, and absolutely hates fire snakes. She personally believes that those who sacrifice for others should be deeply respected and doesn't particularly care about craft dwarfship. She dreams of creating a great work of art. She never feels tempted to overindulge in anything, and she accepts favors without demand. And she tends to be a bit stubborn when changing her mind. She has a calm demeanor, and she is quick to form negative views about things. She tends to be passive in discussions. I was reading the words giant sperm whale, but didn't see the whale initially. So I just read giant sperm. Hello, Baka Awful. How are you doing? Welcome to Fangshimmers of the Red Fang Dunes. We are very deep underground, and we already have magma forges. You buy it from the humans is generally how I do it. The humans in this world have a very hefty fishing industry, and I've actually traded for, like, whale leather a few times from them. We're gonna have so many smelters or furnace operators pretty soon. You're mighty fine. I mean, that's good. You're mighty fine. It'd be unfortunate if you were mighty bad. It's a pity that they can't use wheelbarrows to transport the ore to the furnaces. It's a real pity. Currently, we have 4 hammer dwarves, 1 spear dwarf, and a boatload of recruits. But they're all doing combat drills, so... So maybe, like, the humans caught 1 giant sperm whale once. And they're still sending us meat from it. We're finished forging our copper shields, which means they should all have copper shields. Yeah, copper helm. Just looking at a random recruit. Spear and a shield. Excellent. Dabbling spear dwarf. Satisfied learning about fighting and was content after putting on a superior item. That's good. Dwarves are happy-ish. Get some more walls constructed. I need them diorite blocks. Oh, they're all up at the top. Nice. Let's throw down a little cube right there. Yeah, no, totally. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Because I like to buy food and stuff from humans because they always bring weird food, and I've been getting tons of weird bits of sperm whale stuff, so I'll bet you like at some point in history that human civ captured a sperm whale. But they also seem to do a lot of fishing in general because they always have like weird, like shark leather is something they seem to have abundance of, for example. What's in the cages? Zombies. We have 3 zombie goblins and a zombie elf. I'm gonna put them up on my walls as prizes. Or alternatively dump them into magma. Haven't decided yet. Because we got, like, almost immediately when we settled here, we got attacked by, I think it was 6 undead. But, like, I only had 3, like, 10 dwarves-ish, and none of them had any kind of military training. So it was very much a, oh no, situation. All right, let's keep going here. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. What's above this? Let's just carve all of this out. Gonna take a little while, but I kind of just want to get rid of most of this mountainside. Must be cold outside. I see a bunch of steam coming out of the side of the building. Actually, that or someone's just running their dryer. It's kind of weird. It looks like it's coming from my neighbor's porch. Anyway. Kind of want this to look natural. I might make a proper entrance over here. I don't know. But for right now, this is all that I'm doing. It's giving us space to construct stuff. I'll bet you, I can make glass out of black sand, yeah? 'Cause I bet you we could get some glass industry going. Only just thought about that. I mean, if we could just collect glass from the surface, it would be super easy with the magma furnaces we already have down at the bottom. Let's also channel this out. Also, if anybody has any DF-related questions, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer them. If I can't, somebody in chat can. If you're new to the game and are confused by what you're looking at, questions are completely understandable. This game's a little bit obtuse if you don't know what you're looking at. Okay. This will get done hopefully quickly. Butchering 1 will feed a 100 dwarf fortress for a bit more than 10 years. Yeah, I've never even seen a sperm whale, and I've never even seen a whale, and I've done plenty of seaside forts. Oh shit, we've got a mood. Like, why did the game pause itself? It's Durik, one of our recruits. Before this recruit goes and makes something, does anybody want to claim this recruit for a nickname? It's a guaranteed artifact, pretty much. You'll take it, Thorn? Sure. Thorn. It's been a while since you've had a name in one of my games. You are married to one of our recruits. That's kind of adorable. You have quite a few kids. Lots of family, actually. Lots of nieces and nephews. One of your nephews is also in the military. Military family, I guess. That isn't funny, says Thorn. Then the last season was euphoric due to inebriation and blissful remembering sleeping in a good bedroom. Also, this is a really good place to have military training outside because it doesn't rain. We're in a desert. A black desert. His medium length, he's 147 years old, born on the 16th of Obsidian in the year 413, a very old dwarf. His medium length sideburns are braided, and his medium length mustache is arranged in double braids. His very long beard is braided, and his hair is clean shaven. His somewhat short, flattened ears have large hanging lobes, and his nose is narrow, and his cinnamon skin is slightly wrinkled. His hair is white with flecks of gray, and his eyes are copper. He likes jet, iron, bloodstone, green glass, bucklers, armor stands, and alligator snapping turtles for their vicious bites, and the sight of the amethyst of playing, and when possible prefers to consume nautilus, mackerel, pineapple wine, durian seeds, and hates slugs, especially when they get in your garden. He personally dislikes cooperation, but dreams of creating a great work of art, shares intimate details of his life without sparing a thought to the repercussions or property. And he's very quick to anger and doesn't often feel envious of others, tries to do things correctly each time, and often acts with compassion. Does not easily hate or develop negative feelings, and is somewhat acts with little determination and confidence. He has little interest in joking around, and he tends to be passive in discussions. He can easily fall in love or develop positive sentiments, and doesn't mind wearing something special now and again. Needs alcohol to get through the working day. Now let's see what you do. I'm really hoping you... Oh. Crafts Dwarf Shop. God dang it. Dagnabbit. I am much disappointed. Perhaps would. More wood. Well, what can you do? 3 pieces of wood. Oh my god. Any bets on what this dwarf makes, chat? Thorn, you have a cool name, but I hate to break it to you. I think you might be an elf. A wooden figurine of an elven god, or force rather. It would be even better if it's a wooden figurine of an elf striking down a dwarf. And the elf is putting on a menacing pose, and it relates to the slaughtering of so-and-so. Like the glorification of dwarven murder. Ooh, apparently Uncut Gems is on Netflix as of today in the USA. I need to rewatch that movie. That movie was brilliant. Unlike the page, normal sperm whales, giant sperm whales have a 1 in 101 chance of being born, really, with white skin instead of the usual gray. So how do you know it's white skin? I mean, I'm assuming the leather would be a different color. Hello, double killer. How's it going today? It's going good. I don't know what you mean by... Oh, I guess you're referring to like slaves to Armok too? Interesting. I've never seen anybody reference DF as DF2. Oh, it's a puzzle box. Okay, that's fine. Kids will like it. Thorn, the recruit, has created Uzol Doolil, a Sangaro rib puzzle box. Claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor Unib Squashwhipped. Right, though? I mean, I don't always die there, but it's not worth much. It's worth 4,800. This is a Sangaro rib puzzle box. All Craft Dwarf ship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of Sangaro rib wood, and this object is adorned with hanging rings of Sangaro rib wood, and menaces with spikes of Sangaro rib wood. Well, You're definitely a thorn in our side, Thorn. Question is, does that count as your great work of art? Yep. Well, that's good. You got to make your great work of hiccup art. Which is all that really matters. Let's extend this wall a little bit. I want to get all the outside construction donezo before problems could happen. By problems, I mean before we get attacked again. And before we start getting cave adapted. Can I just say Hollow Knight has some... Oh, that's a wall, not floors. Hollow Knight has some fucking great music, by the way. There's actually been part of me that's been tempted to try playing Hollow Knight. I'm just really scared I'll hate it. And I'm also scared I'm not good enough to beat it. Yeah. I'm not into having goblins up my butt. Neither are these dwarves, I don't think. Woody Spikes. Woody Spikes sounds like a country singer name. Or even Woody Thorn. I'm Woody Thorn and this one's about my tractor. Where did my diorite go? I lost it again. There it is. All the way down at the bottom for some fucking reason or another. Woody Thorn's Southern Review, pretty much. Yeah. Woody Thorn live at the barn. Featuring Jackie Steeple. And the Yeehaw Boys. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm much better at doing like punk rock band names and metal band names than like using random words to make country because I don't really listen to country. It always takes a minute to get the frame of reference for what you're seeing in Dwarf Fortress. Currently, we are just above ground. Here, I'll pause for a second and give you a little overview. This is the ground layer. There's a little creek up in the top right. And we are channeling out some parts of the mountain. I'm probably going to channel out most of this mountain here and make it into a nice big curve, make it look nice. I'm kind of building a little tower above ground. We got both kinds of music, country and western. Down here is the underground is the first cavern layer right here. We dug through that and mined out some ore veins, some more ore veins, and this is the second cavern layer. And then that's the third cavern layer, and beneath that is our actual fortress, which is all the way down here. This is... Oh, actually, I got something I gotta do. This is kind of our little bedroom area over here, and I got more beds I gotta throw in. We've dug all the way down to Magma Sea. I don't know how much you know about this game, but we've dug all the way down to the magma, and we're forging in the magma. As for goals for this particular fort, I'm not sure yet. Probably pretty combat heavy. I know that we want to humiliate the undead by building a tower and putting the undead at the top of it. Our particular fortress is right here, underneath the little flashing X, and we're at the base of a actually no longer dead tower. It was a dead tower. No longer a dead tower. Huh. That's interesting. But anyway, we're right near 2 towers, which are, and neither of them are dead anymore. It's all spooky. And down here is our magma forges. It's funny, we're only at layer 66 for magma. Like, this is a really shallow world. Execute layer 66. So. Yeah. No, generally I start pretty close to the surface and work my way down, but this time I decided to change it up and just dig all the way down to the bottom. Just for the fun of it. Kind of change things up a little bit. One of these days, Double Killer, I'll convince Evil Trick to stream this too. One of these days. Maybe I'll get him on the Steam version. Now we just need Ents. Actually, are there Ents in Dwarf Fortress? I don't think that there's tree people. You may pick it up. I mean, right now, if you are thinking about playing Dwarf Fortress, now is a good time to do it. And the reason I say that is because currently we just had our major update cycle out, so there's a lot of new stuff right now, and it's definitely a good time to get in. But I also won't judge anybody for waiting for the Steam version. I just feel bad for people who aren't native English speakers who try to get into Dwarf Fortress or people who don't speak English fluently trying to get into Dwarf Fortress, because it's really hard to learn this game if it's not in your language. And there's a kind of a large community of people that basically can't play this game because it's, not translated. Got a lot of work to do. Yes, Ents, as in, giant walking tree people. It can be nonsensical sometimes, but you kind of get used to Dwarf Fortress's brand of insanity. There we go. We got 6 Hammer Dwarves and 7 Spear Dwarves now. We're getting there. Yeah. I do wonder, though, it's like, if Dwarf Fortress were to get I know that's one of the things Toady has thought about asking for help on. I think that Chief Treasurer is leaving. Goodbye, Goblin friend. Toady has talked about, seeking out help and assistance for translating the game at several panels and stuff. He's like, that's something they would do if they were to get a team, in quotes, working on the game. I thought I canceled that job. Yeah, I only have the tetrahedrite ore going now. Hello, squad. How was work? A cavefish woman is fighting. With what? Vomiting. Oh, they're fighting with troglodytes. Okay, Fishwoman is no longer enraged. I have no part in this. There is no need to feel vengeful. This is my fight too. There is no need to feel vengeful. Good fighter. I have a part in this. There is no need to feel vengeful. Then proceeds to vomit for a bit. Ice cream sandwich? Dude, ice cream sandwiches are kind of dangerous for me now. I mean, that's like the thing about being a type 1 diabetic that I'm going to miss the most is just eating 8 ice cream sandwiches in this. Squig is always okay, Izarun. Don't worry about Squig. So I've been playing this game for a lot of hours. I don't know what vertical bars are for. I'm just gonna be honest here. I have no idea what those are for. We finished forging 50 copper spears. We're working on chests, leggings, and copper caps. Well, it's just... Hold on. Ice cream sandwich. I mean, vanilla ice cream. Let's just look at vanilla ice cream even. So per 1 cup of vanilla ice cream is 31 carbs. And that's like a scoop, basically. Like a scoop and a half of ice cream is 31 carbs. And that would definitely spike me real fast. So an ice cream sandwich is probably about a cup of ice cream plus 2 cookies. So that's probably like 40 or 50 carbs. Because it's just pure sugar, basically. Which means that's like a meal. Like I had 45 carbs for lunch. That's a meal for me, worth of carbs. So that would be like an extra full meal's worth of an injection. So I'd have to basically double my insulin in order to have that. Dinner is usually closer to 80 carbs. Dinner last night was 80. Vertical bars are good because you can make them from bars and they don't have a quality, and building destroyers destroy them faster. Oh, really? So building destroyers go after them and you can use them to like knock down roofs and stuff and collapse shit on them? I'm assuming. At least that's just my assumption. I really hate it when people say, see my previous chat, but okay. Just type it in again next time. There's a fortification. It doesn't have a lower here's anyone shooting through. Okay, fair enough. You would way use them for maze under an archer tower, if anything? Okay. All right. Retractable fortifications. That seems dangerous, but... Next time? Yeah, it's fine. I've struck tetrahedrite. Where? Oh. Sure. That wasn't really where I was planning to mine, but I'll take some tetrahedrite out of the bottom there. Because we need to fire up them wheelbarrows again. Because I've got to, like, actually lock down this area, make it defendable. Right now, it's certainly not. Is that tetrahedrite up there? Probably. Yep, it is. Do that one after. Not yet. But that's probably something I'll do. Currently, I don't have enough dwarves to really spare them for a glass industry, but that is something I would like to do, yes. But yeah, currently not yet. All right, let's just mine all of this area out, like literally all of it, except let's bump that up by 1 priority and go all the way along here. And then I'm gonna knock out all, I do mean all of these ramps. Here's the thing. I have my chat super heavily zoomed in so I can keep up with everything, Bamboozler. If you repeat yourself, if generally if I didn't read your last comment, it means it's already off my screen, right? So I have to then tab out and physically scroll the chat up to catch up. So it's generally easier if I missed something or responded to a second comment for you to just put in the first comment a second time. It's much more annoying for me to have to tab out and do that again. But, you know, it's up to you. I mean, I will do it if you ask me to, but... But I don't consider it being an ass. Am I making a moat? I could. I hadn't thought about that, actually. Currently I'm just making a wall. I'm going to put a wall kind of along the edge of this hill here, and then build it 1 or 2, probably Z levels up above, and then out and around. I could easily run some water in here and build it into a moat, but that wasn't the current plan. Although, I kind of want to do some shenanigans with magma in this fort, because we do have lots of metal. Although, I don't know if... I don't think copper is magma safe, so is glass magma safe? Hello, Ponce. How are you doing? If you guys want to watch a man play League of Legends and talk about how terrible that game is, you should watch Ponce. Ponce is good people. This is so much open space. I just made the open space. But yeah, once I make this area safe, then we can get sand from it very easily. I also played LoL back in the day and watched Ponce before I met him. Way back in the day. Pit Fortress? I've always wanted to do like an open pit fortress. Like I want to take one of those seeds that people have where like the caverns are opened up on the surface and then just immediately build in the open caverns. Always wanted to do that. Never have. This is gonna take a while to get done, but if we could do it, we could build a pretty cool little fort. There we go. Glass items in a stockpile will disappear, but glass furniture that is placed is okay. Do glass pipe sections count as furniture? You know, it was kind of funny. Ponce, a longtime viewer of mine popped into the chat recently and resubbed and then said he's getting back into League of Legends. And my knee-jerk, automatic, guttural response was, oh god, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Apparently just that's what his friends had been playing, so he was getting back into League, but... Last pipe sections should be fine. Okay. I do have a river, so I could very easily make infinite power. We also have cavern lakes, which I could reroute to create unlimited power. You would say the same thing. Yeah. Ponce, have you ever played Dwarf Fortress? So if you ever want to get into a super obtuse game that people find incredibly difficult to watch, this is a good one. This wall is going to take a while to do and take a lot of blocks, but we've got a fuck ton of diorites, so we're okay. We also have Gabbro. The thing is, if I were to pipe magma from the magma sea all the way up here, it's only like 50 Z levels we need to pipe it up. Like, so we wouldn't actually need to pipe it up that much. So that's actually, by Dwarf Fortress standards, kind of reasonable. Okay, we got a few more spots I gotta do. Your eyes are twisting in your skull. Are you serious? I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Incoming dwarves. Building stuff. Also looks like my chests and cabinets are getting built. Those dwarves are going to be spoiled. They're all going to get silver chests and silver cabinets in their bedrooms. They're going to be so heavily spoiled. You tried it once very briefly on your brother's computer? Fair enough. I don't know. I think you'd like it. It's a game that you can just kind of sink your teeth into and then not get bored of for a really long time. It's funny because I feel like I might be a bit obnoxious in real life to my friends because I'm constantly pestering my streamer friends to stream Dwarf Fortress. And a lot of them are, you know, resisting. Honestly, I don't blame them. But I'm constantly pestering them to stream Dwarf Fortress. And the one thing that I kind of always get from those same friends is, man, I wish I had another game that I could just play forever and never run out of content. Because every streamer wants that Binding of Isaac, that, I don't know, that League of Legends, that Counter-Strike, that, I'm trying to think, what are other games that people play forever? FTL, that RimWorld, those types of games where they just like sink in and then just like can stream forever and people will watch. And I'm just like, you know, you're describing Dwarf Fortress, right? And they're like, God damn it, Blind. People love it when you don't pick Flash. Yeah. My favorite thing for a while there to do in LoL was to just lock in Master Yi and then say, will fill role, or will fill role, whatever role, lock in Master Yi. And if they wanted me to go support Master Yi, I'd go support Master Yi. Of course, I'd end up actually the AD carry, not the AD. The AD carry is clearly my support in that case. Or I'd go top lane, mid, jungle, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. Because that season, I got placed in Bronze 5 because I literally somehow... Oh, shit, what happened to you? Are you vomiting? Annoyed when out in the sunshine again. Damn it, we have some cave adapted dwarves. Well, hopefully we can get these walls done before too many of them get cave adapted. Yeah, Master Yi. Oh no. Oops, that's the wrong button. That's the right button. The were-kangaroo Master Tistita has come. A large kangaroo twisted into humanoid form. It is crazed for blood and flesh, and its eyes glow cinnamon. Its hair is long and wavy, and you will know why you fear the night. Okay, where the fuck is it? Wait. It's a necromancer. All right, well, we need to play through this really closely. Really slowly. It's attacking a puppy. But the puppy missed. It's also a horrible human being because it's attacking a puppy. Let's send all the other dwarves to Burrow 1. Okay, it's still only going after the puppy. Okay, here comes Red, our hammer dwarf. Freshly named. Hot off the presses. Imagine being a necromancer. This is... Okay, so the hammer dwarf stands up. Okay, so the hammer dwarf was training. And Red screams, "This is my fight too. There is no need to feel vengeful." And he's terrified, or she's terrified and vengeful. All right, well, let's see how this goes. Gets into combat. Where a kangaroo bites the puppy. An artery has been opened. Necromancer misses the puppy. Misses the necromancer. Hammer dwarf misses. Ah, oh, fuck. Which hammer dwarf? Red has been bit. I'm so sorry, Red. No injuries on anybody else. The Master Necromancer bites the Hammer Dwarf in the left leg. The Spear Dwarf attacks the Master Necromancer, but it jumps away. Okay, another Kubal, the Hammer Dwarf, has joined the fight. Strikes at the Spear Dwarf. Strikes at the Spear Dwarf. The Hammer Dwarf misses. New fort. This fort was started not the last time we streamed the last time we streamed Dwarf Fortress. So Wednesday last week? Missed. Master Necromancer strikes the Hammer Dwarf, but the shot's blocked. Attacks it, but he jumps away. Oh god. Master Necromancer bites the Spear Dwarf in the left arm. Let's send in the Hell March as well. Who's this? Who's downed? Seems to just be destroying. Man, we're unable. Oh shit! The Hammer Dwarf bashes the Necromancer with her silver warhammer, bruising the muscle. I'll bet you that was red. Its tail is bruised. But it's good to see you, Chris. What is that, Necromancer? It's a were-kangaroo. Master Necromancer bites the Spear Dwarf in the head. The attack is deflected by its copper cap. Well, at least it seems to be focusing on the one on the ground. Master Necromancer bites the Spear Dwarf in the head. The force pulls. The Hammer Dwarf attacks it, but he jumps away. Oh, shit. Hammer Dwarf attacks the Necromancer, but he jumps away and misses. Necromancer grabs the Spear Dwarf by the fourth finger. The Spear Dwarf misses. Come on. They appear to be focusing on the one on the ground. The Spear Dwarf screams, "Can it all end so quickly? Begone fear." The Master Necromancer releases the grip. Grabs the Spear Dwarf by the tongue with his left hand. Spear Dwarf misses the Master Necromancer. Was decimated. A whereas transformation? Really? Spear Dwarf misses. The Necromancer releases the grip. The Necromancer grabs the Spear Dwarf. Spear Dwarf misses. Miss. The Hammer Dwarf attacks but jumps away. The Hammer Dwarf bashes the Necromancer in the left foot with her silver warhammer, chipping the bone. I think that was red. The force bends the lower leg, tearing apart the skin. The Spear Dwarf attacks the Master Necromancer, but it rolls away. Misses. The Hammer Dwarf bashes the Necromancer in the lower leg, but it glances away. Attack, miss. Just to explain what the game was about. No, I totally agree. Like, it's a pity. Okay, who are you attacking? Pooball the Hammer Dwarf? I think Pooball just got bit. Well, maybe not. Just knocked down. Okay. The Hammer Dwarf misses. The Hammer Dwarf bashes the Necromancer in the lower body with his silver warhammer, bruising the muscle and chipping the lower spine's bone. Please. Master Necromancer grabs the Hammer Dwarf by the third finger. The Hammer Dwarf bashes him in the lower body with his warhammer, bruising the muscle and chipping the lower spine's bone, yes. The Master Necromancer releases the grip. I'm going to unpause the game for a second. Am I going too slow, or is this a good speed for this, chat? Why you were unable to make your dwarves mine an area? Did you have it set correctly? If you asked that question earlier, I'm sorry if I missed it, but what job are you trying to use? Also, did you bring what kind of embark did you do? Did you prepare carefully or just play now? Because you may not have brought a pick with you. Also, the dwarves need to have a mining job assigned. If they have no mining job assigned, they can't do it. There's many things it could be. The Spear Dwarf misses the Necromancer. Necromancer strikes, but blocked, 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 blocked. Sweet. The Spear Dwarf bites the Necromancer, tearing the muscle. Fucking take your own medicine. Hammer Dwarf bashes the Necromancer. Okay. Bruising the bone, that's what I like to see. The lower leg and bruising the skin. Spear Dwarf attacks the Necromancer. The Master Necromancer strikes at the Spear Dwarf, but the shot is blocked by a copper shield. The Spear Dwarf misses the Necromancer. Miss, 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 miss. Spear Dwarf stabs the Necromancer in the lower body with his copper spear, tearing the muscle and tearing the lower spine's nervous tissue. And a tendon in the lower spine is torn. He's not already changing because it's still the full moon. Necromancer strikes. Miss, miss, miss. Ah, shit. 2-ball got bit, I think. Oh, no, Thorn got bit. No, it wasn't Thorn. Okay, then who got bit? Would it have been Kodal? No health problems. Who was it that got bit? Seriously, who got bit? The Hammer Dwarf 2-ball. Okay, blocked. It wasn't you. Grabs you by the third toe. Okay, so you're the one on the ground and you've been bit. Oopsies. Hold on. I need to go through these. Strike, strike, strikes, miss, miss, miss. Okay, so this one's fine. That tier's fine. There you go. Gotcha. Kodal. Kodal, the Spear Dwarf, has been bit. Also, that doesn't pop up as health problems. That's interesting. But let's check in on this thing. This thing is like mangled beyond recognition. Like it is falling over, so. Let's move a few more turns. Attacks. Miss. Blocked. 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 But they're starting to beat on it. One turn at a time. Blocked. Miss, 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 miss. Yeah, they're just beating on it now. Hammer Dwarf bashes the Necromancer in the right upper leg with her silver spear. But after a bit, you mined out a large area, and then when you tried to start a mine down, I couldn't designate the area. Are you trying to use up-down stairs? Are you trying to build down? Like, how exactly are you trying to what exactly are you trying to designate? Because I can show you if you give me a minute after this fight. I'm thinking about just expelling the were creatures. Spear Dwarf stabs it. No more bites. Oh my god, look at that. The Hammer Dwarf bashes the Master Necromancer in the upper body with his silver warhammer, bruising the muscle and bruising the heart. It's got to be dead soon. Strikes. Blocked. Jumps away. Strikes. Oh god. Bites another Spear Dwarf. Thorn, was it you? Nope, Thorn's good. Kodal. Well, you're bit already. Okay, so it was somebody who already got bit. Miss. Miss. Bites the Spear Dwarf in the upper leg. Thorn's still fine. Okay, it's still just that was red that got bit that time. Miss. And I named the wrong one. Thanks for the heads up. Did I actually? Are you sure? Let's just double check, Polycarp. Yeah, you're right. Good call. Although, are you sure? His upper arm is cut open. Like... That was blocked. This is sketching me out, dude. Oh, I see. I named Atir, not Kodal. That was the problem. So it was Kodal. Let's just make sure. Yep, you've been bit. Yep, you've been bit. Okay. This thing is fucking terrifying, though. Although it's got to be dying soon. It's got a bruised heart. There you go. It's dead. Master Necromancer shakes the Spear Dwarf around by the upper body. Pulls on the embedded copper spear. I personally believe it's better to learn a game in a vanilla state than learn the lazy noob pack. But that's just me. And that's generally not a particularly popular opinion. Metal, the Stable Towns, sure, you can join that. Man, this is going to be a little sketchy. You are fine. That sucks. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put both of the bit dwarves into the same squad. And I'm going to lock them in a room together. Or more accurately, I'm going to put them into a back here. In the Wereroo Fight Club? Basically, yeah. Basically, yeah. Their station. Well, you're still bleeding out. I mean, that seemed to go pretty well, all things considered. You know, actually, maybe I should just let this dwarf bleed out. A little dark, but... All right, and then something else I should do. Let's go down to you because you're constructing a silver chest. Party number 1. Make that into trash. I mean, considering none of my dwarves actually died, the main thing that was a really good sign that my military is going to be inquitable once they actually get up and running. And, you know, we did win the fight. Kind of at the end of the day, we did win. How you doing today? Dude, you just missed one hell of a fight. Garbage dump. You just missed one hell of a fight. Yeah, hopefully chat's helpful, Terminator. I can do my best. But when it comes to things like I don't know why my dwarves aren't mining, that's sometimes a hard question to answer. I can do my best to help, and so can chat, but let's dump this idiot's body. Let's witness the fire of this. Yeah, you managed to stay unbit, Lauren. You actually did a pretty flawless job dancing around the thing. Wowie. All right. I was working the second job. You have a second job? What's the second job? You haven't started playing EVE Online, have you? And thank you, chat. So this is now our corpse dump. Although what I might do is see. I might actually be able to do it like right here. So like starting right here, going all the way down. Fuck yeah, I think we can. Ah, oh, darn. I mean, I guess I could just build like a wall around that. That'd be fine. I don't really have a game plan right now. I more just have kind of like a build style. We're building down deep in the caverns. So if I dig a channel like right here. I could make that into a trash dump. But yeah, no, we don't really have a mission statement right now. We're just kind of playing and seeing where it goes. Let's watch this dwarf dig down. Thunk, 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 thunk. Apparently we struck tetrahedrite. Wait, how the heck? Oh, did you climb out? And then you climbed over the wall? What the fuck is your climbing level? Grandmaster Miner. Dabbling Climber. Okay, then. Huh. But yeah, the game plan is just pretty standard, just be dwarves right now. Maybe be warmongers, I don't know. Too late. Chief Medical Dwarf is already named and it's the only doctor in the fort. I wonder where their stuff is. Gotcha. All right, let's just let you dig down. Got a ways to go. But yeah, is there a secondary dwarf you'd like, Axon, or no? So why pick up the second gig? Is like normal gig slow, or is it just money cause money? If it? Money cause you can. And then the US ones overall. You're working for both. That's interesting. Can I have a quick rundown? We got a bunch of miners, some engravers, bunch of furnace operators, and a few blacksmiths, some crafts dwarves, some farmers, a bunch of hammer dwarves, and a bunch of spear dwarves. Speaking of, where are you at? God, I don't want to lose Thorn. No, actually, I don't want to do that, but instead, let's do that. Okay, you're going to go station, and I'm going to go lock you up now, too. We need to get done in the loft, do some work. I don't want to take out a loan to do it. That's fair. I mean, you're probably also saving some, you know, time because you're not going to be commuting as far and whatnot. 25th of Obsidian. Come on, let's get this done. Oh god, you dumb fucking dwarf. Get out of there. There you go. Why are you building stuff on that side? There you go. Sweet. Okay, none of them got stuck in there. Now, ideally, that's all of the dwarves. And hopefully they don't die. Alright, where's that miner at? There you are. Currently sleeping. Did you die? I mean, you got bit. So. Or did you? Shit, did Red get bit? Yeah, Red also got bit. Crap. So you're not dead yet. Let's see if I... Yeah, I'm just going to expel you. Unfortunately. Means maybe you'll show up again or we can check in on you in Legends, but we have to make you leave. So what did you miss? We got attacked by a were-kangaroo who was also a master necromancer. Which is horrifying. Absolutely fucking horrifying. Fuck. You didn't get out of the map quick enough. Interesting. This dwarf is clear. Removed from squad. Okay. Okay, hold on. Red, the were-kangaroo. Grabs a stray kitten, bites stray kitten, strikes at the hammer dwarf, but blocked. Were-kangaroo kicks hammer dwarf. The force pulls the head, and the upper spine is dead. Okay, so you killed hammer dwarf. Grabs hammer dwarf. Bends hammer dwarf's right hand. Any biting? Jumps away. Strikes. Bites at the hammer dwarf. Probably the dead one. Right hand is cut open. Okay. Miss, miss, miss. All right, so this dwarf, two-ball, has been bit now. Yeah, they like to do that. Two ball's been found dead. Hello, hobo. We have a were-kangaroo attacking us. Yeet. Were-kangaroo grabs the hammer dwarf. Okay, so who's the hammer dwarf? Zasset and Zhang. So Zasset is fine. Zhang has been scratched and has been bit. Zhang's foot is ripped off. Is Zhang dead? Yeah, I think so. But here's the thing. The first were-kangaroo that attacked us, yeah, Zhang's already dead and in a billion pieces. The first kangaroo that attacked us was a master necromancer. And then one of my dwarves became one that I missed. And now they're fighting in the kitchen. Where a kangaroo wrestler strikes the hammer dwarf around the head. At least there's only one dwarf in this room. Actually, now there's no dwarf. Here comes a spear dwarf. Atir. Already been bit. It's fine, though. Sometimes it's fun to, you know, miss a dwarf and have to deal with these. Or a kangaroo attacks a spear dwarf. Grabs, strikes. Actually, here, I can shut my cam off so you guys can see a little better. Strikes, bites. Okay, this spear dwarf is down now, too. Game is saving. I literally told you that we have no other doctors, so of course you didn't see a surgeon. But sure. Sorry if I sound frustrated, but I'm kind of frustrated at the game right now because I'm mad that I missed that dwarf. I was certain I had them all. Oh my god. Basically, my whole military is done. Militia commander bashes the Weru. Weru bites the militia commander. Which means... it's probably Epion. Sure. Doesn't make it any more or less frustrating when it happens. Okay, it's dead. Red bit. The were-kangaroo has been found dead. I'm gonna expel you. The Darth Plagueis get bit? Yep, my chief medical dwarf got bit. Who else did you bite? Weru strikes the hammer dwarf. Jakes the hammer dwarf. Jakes bites hammer dwarf. Sasspot got bit. Sorry, I'm just not in the mood to name dwarves now. Ask me later to read your dwarf's name. I don't have any available brewers. I've got cook, butcher, planter. I mean, I guess I need a new chief medical dwarf so you can get him, but fuck, man. They all suck at it, though. And I don't want to give it to a metal crafter. Guess I'll give it to the metal crafter. You can have our chief medical dwarf because our chief medical dwarf got bit. I'll read the description later. What an awful circumstance indeed. Dude, boo indeed. Oh. Intruders. Intruder, you mean? It was an intruder and it's gone. No, it is not a fine day in Fangshimmers in the slightest. I think the way we're going to do this is I'm going to dump all the bodies and corpses. And I will make slabs. How am I doing? I'm okay. I'm just pissed. I'm just pissed off, man. Were creature infestations are fucking frustrating to deal with. That's all. I'm okay. Like, I'm fine. I'm just pissed. I'll get over it. Give me 10 minutes. Yeah, no, just a little salt. You know, a little bit of PJ salt on my chips right now. But, you know, it is what it is. And I think I've expelled all the dwarves that can cause problems, so hopefully they all leave. Also, I'm gonna get rid of that pile up there, and I'm gonna put a corpses stockpile down by the bottom. Oh, I'm already seeing a ghost. Whose ghost is it? Oh, it's League. League's ghost. Yeah, no, like I said, I'll get over it. I generally get over salt pretty quickly, but doesn't change the fact that it's frustrating as all balls. An elven caravan has arrived. Well, that's just an insult to injury right there. Now we have elves on the map. Bunch of bastards. Investments are open. Heads up, chat. You can invest your tickets. I don't generally get salty at DF, but were creatures will make me salty. Sometimes I try to, like, you know, not say the rudest possible word I could say in that instance. In this case, it was balls. I don't know. Pardon me for trying to be amusing. Well, at least I still have 5 spear dwarves. Oh, Jesus. There we go. Although one of them is a were creature. Although it's been a while since we had a good were creature outbreak, so. Let's disband this squad. So Thorn is one of the few dwarves we actually have left in the military. So there's that. Let's also unsuspend all of those jobs and see if we can get back to work. So what time of year is it? Hopefully we get a good or a decent sized migrant wave. It's early spring. Okay. So we've got time. You thought it was amusing? Eh. Also, there's probably still somebody down that pit. Dewsom's been abducted by a Fey mood. Okay, that was the last one we dug into there. Oh, I guess they dug right through. So they will fall out the bottom of that. Oh my god, claimed a Magma Forge. Oh, that's badass. My armorer has claimed a Magma Forge. Must have logs, metal bars. Okay, so you got things that you need. Bones probably... Yeah, probably wants us to freshly butcher some animals. What is a cool animal? I mean... Could just do dog bone. Someone's gonna get some nice armor. Well, I mean... Who was the named dwarf that survived all that shit? Thorn. Could get it. Alright, so... Garbage dump. That is now the garbage dump. So stuff will fall all the way down. And down 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 and down, 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 down. And then people arrive. Some migrants have arrived, actually. That's exactly what I needed. But instead of following the migrants, we'll deal with them later. I need to follow that strange mood. Forge material, storage looks kind of full. It's okay. I need some more bins, but it's not bad right now. It's begun a mysterious construction. All right, what did you grab? Singaro, boiled dog bone, and copper bars. Okay, so it'll be copper, which is fine. Because copper is probably actually the best material for armor that I have right now. Like, it could totally have been, you know, something else, but that's kind of the best I think I have right now. All right, you're a boyer. I don't need a boyer. You dream of mastering a skill. Presents some self-modesty. You're weak. I like humor. You're assertive. Quite ambitious. You can join the Fire Forge. You're a peasant. You can join Hell March. You can join Hell March. That's Tapioca. You're a peasant. You dream of raising a family. Strong sense of duty. Doesn't care about craftsmanship. You can join the military. Dreams of mastering a skill. Sweet. Has little patient, is weak, that's fine. Friendly individual. Yeah, no, generally Dwarf Fortress isn't one of those particularly salt-inducing games, except for when it is. You're a novice surgeon. Want to create a great work of art. Brave in the face of imminent danger. Well, welcome to the military. This world has a lot of peasants in it. Quick to anger, good. Iffy memory, good intuition. Incredibly quick to heal, that's good. Can handle stress, perfect. Can be the captain of the Fire Forge. We can name some more dwarves after this migrant wave is over. Dreams of raising a family, disdains the law. Finds a chaotic mess preferable to boredom of day-to-day living. Good creativity and amazing memory. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. Always acts with mercy at the and compassion at the forefront of her considerations. Not good for the military. So instead of military, I will give you weaponsmithing and metal crafting. You're a farmer. Dreams of creating a great work of art, incredibly calm demeanor, and easily moved to mercy. Well, if you're a farmer, you know, you can do farming, and we'll give you stoneworking as a secondary gig. Cannot tolerate differences in culture or appearance. Good sense of empathy. You know, I probably need more weavers and more clothes makers. That's a goat, which is named, so I can't eat it. Your dream of mastering a skill is very ambitious, is looking for a way to better her situation. Thinks leisure time is important. You are definitely joining the military. Novice surgeon who's only a dabbling surgeon, so no, you're not getting a second name. You dream of mastering a skill. Welcome to the military. Incredibly quick to heal. Good position of his own body. Oh, you're already good at the military. Actually, I think this dwarf must have come from the previous fort. Former member of the Immortal Fellowship. Former member of the Virtuous Domination. Former member of the Divine House. Really? Okay. Huh. Frightened after being haunted by the dead. You're a leather worker. You're a legendary leather worker. Well, you can stay a legendary leather worker. You have dabbling discipline? Actually, no, I'm on the wrong dwarves. That's why. You're not actually a new arrival. Dreams of mastering a skill. We're going to start up a new squid. So how many of you guys think that we still have were creatures in the fort? Dreams of the pursuit of knowledge to be a waste of effort. Dreams of mastering a skill. Also, I do have to say thank you very much to everybody for hanging out today. And don't mind my salt. I always get over it quickly. Capitals of pointing. Fuck. Oh. Okay, so Bit transformed into a were kangaroo. Okay, there's only one. It's just Bit. Chat room, can I just get a round of beers in the chat? Because it's just the one that's left. It's just the one. We're good. You want to craft a masterwork someday? Or empathy? You can join the Fireforge. You dream of raising a family? Cannot tolerate difference in culture, lifestyle, or appearance, and tends to avoid crowds. Isn't particularly curious about the world one way or another. And you, oh, you're the one with a good sense of empathy. Yeah, and I put you on crafts, right? Boom, boom, boom. Yep, that seems to be everybody. All right, so we're back up to 66 dwarves. So we lost a bunch of dwarves, and now we're immediately back, which is fine. Probably should stop coding. Who needs sleep? Sleep is for the smart and the people who like their brains to work properly. You know, I'm not gonna lie, that's fucking badass. Dusum, the armorer, has created Lorcum Zickel, a copper helm, and claims it as a family heirloom. Here's the best part about this. This dwarf is now going to be our only armorer, because this dwarf is now a legendary armorer. Masterwork copper armor coming right the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Also, this masterwork armorer is named I don't know. Who wants to be a masterwork armorer? Produce masterwork copper armor for everybody. Yeah, you can have it, Hobo. She's satisfied upon improving armor smithing. I need to sneeze. All right, I sneezed. I think I need water. I keep on sneezing. Work they'll create. Okay. I mean, well doors. She is tough. She dreams of raising a family as personally values cunning and sees perseverance in the face of adversity, bullheaded and foolish. Doesn't care if others take the time to master skills. Likes to present herself boldly, even if it were to offend the average sense of modesty. She tends to share her own experiences and thoughts with others, and she is a friendly individual. She isn't given to flights of fancy, and she doesn't easily fall in love or develop positive sentiments. Welcome to the Fort, Hobo. Also, Axon, I did say I would read your description, so we'll do that. I did say I would do that. So, Axon. There you are, Chief Medical Dwarf. You were delighted after watching a performance and delighted after watching a performance, uneasy after being unable to acquire something for too long. 82 years old, born on the 12th of Timber in the year 479. His sideburns are clean shaven and his very long mustache is arranged in double braids. His very long beard is braided. His hair is pale taupe with a touch of gray, and his cinnamon skin is slightly wrinkled, and his... What color is his eye? His eyes are cobalt. He personally is somewhat disgusted by romance and put off by values and by family and values loyalty. Dreams of creating a masterwork, and this dream was realized. He is not a private person and freely shares details of his life and of his life, and he has an overbearing personality. He is very greedy and does not go out of his way to help others, and he has noticeable lack of perseverance. He often acts with compassion and likes to take it easy. Seems like a pretty good dwarf to me, if you ask me. So, this is my garbage chute. Let's just quickly get rid of this zone right here. And just to kind of make this area a little safer so nobody gets, knocked in, we're gonna start building wall around it. No, not granite. Let's do diorite because I've got so much of it. All right, I think that's the only spot I actually need to do. Yep. So I would just like to remind everybody that the Washington Post put out an absolutely bloody ridiculous article earlier today. Oops. That's not the link I wanted to link, but that is also a link that's important. This is the one that I wanted to link. Like, it hurts my brain to read that. Even if you don't play Animal Crossing, it should hurt your brain to read that. All right, so then the other thing I can do is block this off now. Well, actually, let's just block this off instead. Just so that no creatures from the deep come up. Right? It's like that person hasn't played any of the games that they're talking about in the article. All right, so. Competent furnace operator. I like that they're competent furnace operators. All right, so now that I have a legendary armorer, how much copper am I sitting on right now? 747. All right. Copper breastplate. 40. Copper high boot. 40. Copper chain. No. Male. Shirt.
So when are you streaming Animal Crossing, Kappa?
I don't own a Switch. Eerie BR, thank you very much for the 19 months. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Cheers, dude. Good to have you. Thanks for sticking around. Seriously. It's good to have you guys. Gonna get a big old round of beers for the 19 months. That sub can drink in most of Canada now. Or all of Canada. Copper gauntlets. Copper helm. And let's just go to Hell March real quickly. And go to equip. Thorn, I need you to not equip that. And then go to armor. Actually, no. Helm. Specific helm. Locum Zikel. The copper helmet. Did I actually read the description of that? I feel like I did. Yeah, no, Thorn's getting that just because Thorn survived that fight. Actually, did Thorn survive that fight with any kills? You killed that necromancer. So not only did Thorn survive the fights, but Thorn was the one that killed that first necromancer that we fought. Feel like limited to resource game. Wait, what's a limited resource game if you play it for the first time? Oh, your slab's already in grade league, but you're a ghost. All right, that's interesting. I guess I get to figure out where we're gonna put. We need to figure out where we're gonna put our graves. Chat, should I dig out a proper tomb, or should I just do what I often do with graves, where I just cram them into old mining veins? What do you guys think? That wasn't what I planned on putting in there, but that's fine. Tombs for dwarves who died well. I mean, I don't want to do an individual tomb, but I can do a large mausoleum for everybody. Everybody gets equal treatment that way. It's just, it gets really cumbersome really quickly to make tombs for everybody, you know? Especially when you have, like, when you commit to something like that, and then, like, let's just say 40 dwarves die all at once in a very spectacular way, it suddenly becomes incredibly difficult. Besides, I'm just literally dumping their corpses into lava, so they're getting Viking funerals followed by slabs carved, so it's a matter of where do I put the slabs. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Didn't quite make enough chests. Mausoleum for everyone else, yeah. All right, well... Hmm. This can be our mausoleum. And Atom Smasher doesn't? I mean, Atom Smashers can break magma-safe materials. Also, I can't remember who did it earlier today, but somebody used channel points to make my dwarf emote flat. And to me, that's my headcanon now of what happens when you Atom Smash a dwarf. This is really funny to me. Or just looks really funny to me. Crundle is fighting with a cat. No idea how the Crundle got in here, but... problem for another day. Their old bedroom? But then I can't... I don't know why you would ever do that, actually, now that I think about it. Because then, like, you can't let another dwarf take that bedroom, and then you'd end up with way too many bedrooms. I don't think I'd ever want to do that. It's going to take a while for all those to get placed, but... here comes all of that silver furniture. All right, guys, you guys watch all this silver furniture come in here. I'm going to go get me some water because I'm quite thirsty, and then we'll turn cam back on and get back to playing normally. BRB. Of course you do that when I'm not here. Chat room, can I get a big old round of beers for Ryan for the 31 months? Thank you so much for that Prime sub and clicking that button on a monthly basis. 31 times, to be specific. Thank you so much, man. So, you know, honestly, there's part of me, Ryan, that thinks that you just click that button once a month specifically so that you can have Tommy. It's been like 20 months since you've been primed. That's a long time still. I don't think I've prime subbed to somebody 20 times in a row ever. And also for sending me a frog tip text to speech. You didn't do that this time, though. I love how there's just a cat running around out here. You know, okay, so there was one time when I sealed off a cavern layer and just kind of forgot about it. And then didn't pay attention to it for a really long time. And then I finally unlocked it and realized there was about 200 cats that were breeding down there. Actually, let's make 60 doors. It was kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. This is basically how we're gonna do this. We lost too many dwarves in that fight, my god. Oh, right, yeah, because that's how Prime subs work. God. I don't understand how Twitch works anymore, man. Tan has become a dwarven child. Well, on the bright side, we're rebuilding our military at a pretty rapid pace. Pursuit of knowledge is a waste of effort and dreams of mastering a skill. How did you not end up in the military? Go join the... Oh, I see. You are in the military? Just... That squad is inactive and not currently training. Citadels of Pointing. I'm trained down there. Oh, did you accidentally unfollow Stone? I just saw that follow. Here come a whole bunch of gravestones. Mine is the 27th. Right, yeah, because you were one of the... Well, not one of... Were you, like, one of the month 1 subs? You might have been. I actually can't remember. It's been so long. Okay, so that, okay, there you go. League, the ghostly miner, has been laid to rest. Accidentally unclick the follow button. It happens. Dude, you've been around since... When did the affiliate program start? Twitch launches affiliate program. $2017. God, has it only been since 2017? Yeah, because you got way into EVE Online for a bit there. Right, I have a mayor now. I should make them an office. This can be office plus dining room. And the mayor's sleeping quarters can be over here. Hope the mayor likes the sound of water flowing under. So we're going to be getting a lot of that. Silver chest, 40. Silver cab, 40. It really is a fascinating game. It really is. It's a fascinating game that part of me really wishes I got into, and the rest of me is really happy I never got into. A goblin bowman is visiting. Do I have a public room? No. Huh. So I have a bunch of peasants that have no jobs. I'm just gonna give them all stone detailing / masonry. I'm gonna make 1, 2. 3 mason shops. And slowly get everything smooth. And I do mean everything. I really love the idea of games that don't care, if that makes sense. Like games that operate under their own game design logic and rules outside of what the rest of the industry is doing, which is why I respect the hell out of EVE Online. I'll have you know, I was the maintenance guy, so I wasn't doing the basic labor at that job, but I don't really understand what you're saying. Because if you're referring to EVE Online as Menial Job Simulator, that's not Menial Job Simulator. No, you're confusing EVE Online with, like, House Flipper. No, EVE Online is stock market and business management simulator. Now, Viscera Cleanup Detail, fucking atrocious game. Hate that game so much. Because that's all that is shitty labor. Simulator. And I hate that game so much. That's what I like to see. Look at all those masterwork. Masterwork helm, masterwork high boot, masterwork mail shirt, masterwork left gauntlet, masterwork high boot, masterwork high boot. That's what I like to see. Let's see if our recruits are all wearing masterwork gear. They really should be. Yep. They're working on it. All right, let's get back to working on these walls. Because I need to get all of this shit set and ready to go. Seems like a game to inflict upon your friends more than just play. I know some people who genuinely enjoy Viscera Cleanup Detail. I think that they need to see a doctor. Because, like, that game's atrociously bad. I'm trying to do this purely on the numpad. I usually, like, jump between arrow keys in this, because I find arrow keys a little easier for this game for some fucking reason, but Trying to like retrain my muscle memory. I know that numpad is much more efficient. Nope, that's floor. You see, here's my actual problem with Viscera Cleanup Detail. It uses bad physics as a difficulty mechanic. I've never found that fun. And I've played many games that kind of do that, and it always upsets me. It's like, oh, moving your mouse slightly to the left just tips your bucket over and makes a huge mess is the opposite of fun. No, if I'm too tired to, like, think, I don't want to play Viscera Cleanup Detail. I want to play, like, Truck Simulator, you know? I want to play Spin Tires. But no, Eve has like more in common with like a stock market simulator than a job simulator. I mean, even the simple tasks CCX are running around doing boring shit. My time playing Eve, I joined a small corp and did nothing but mine. I had a little mining barge and I would just go to an area and I had 2 guys that would guard me and I would just, what's the word I'm looking for here? Just mine asteroids all day. And I did that for 30 days until my subscription ran out and my mom wouldn't give me her credit card number so I could keep playing, and I stopped. It was kind of sad because I very much enjoyed mining in that game. It was a fun activity. We got attacked by pirates a couple times, and that was exciting. So boring. Fair enough. I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed playing Elite Dangerous, and all I did in Elite was fly around in space doing literally nothing. Except for scanning planets. So, what some people find boring, other people find engaging. Although my biggest annoyance with Elite is the fact that it's multiplayer. I know that community's split on that very heavily, but I am kind of on the side of, man, I wish that this was a single player game, and I would like it a lot more if it was. In Elite, you play courier missions and explore. I enjoyed my time with Elite. The only reason I stopped playing it was it never did particularly well on my stream. You know, it's another one of those games where I just kind of had to look at the statistics and go, you know, this isn't what I'm here for. But I did enjoy my time playing that game. Starting to get some vomit out here, but it's okay. On the bright side, my military up top won't get cave adapted. Some of the underlings might, but the dwarves who live on the above will be okay. I need to get rid of that ramp. That ramp is bad. There was a single-player Eve clone? You're going to have to tell us the name of it. Astrox Imperium. Sounds like a random indie game. Because there's a lot of games that are like... Whoops. Single-player Eve-esque games that are great. In fact, there's whole franchises that are basically just that. It is a random indie game? Okay, well then. I haven't heard of either of these. In fact, if you just said that, I would have thought you were talking about the League of Legends champion with a very similar name. Aatrox, I think it was. Now, hopefully, we don't get attacked by another were creature while we're all outside. This is going to be a pretty badass wall when it's finally done. It's just going to take a little while. Oopsies. Oh, I didn't actually make that the right size. Doing this one tile at a time. Oh, there we go. But yeah, no, believe it or not, there's a lot of indie games out there that nobody's heard of. But that's also part of the beauty of indie games, you know? There's always more games for you to find. Yeah, the issue with them not being able to mine was fixed when you relogged. Huh. All right. Are you using DF Hack or any other plugins? Or are you playing vanilla? I'm just curious. Let's also just mine out all of this. Hobo has made more legendary armor. I've just got like this pile of armor just sitting there now. Kind of hilarious to me, actually. To make it easier to set up. So I'll just say this, like, that's fine that you're using Lazy Noob Pack, but realize that if you use Lazy Noob Pack and all that crap, you're gonna end up with a buggier experience. Just realize that. Like, it's fine that you use that stuff. I don't use it because I don't use it for various reasons, but so it's just, you know, can be a little bad sometimes. Normal and unlock. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. Setting up a tile set is nowhere near as difficult as it looks. It's literally just like drag and drop a file into one spot and then click one button. Or not click one button, but edit one thing in one file. Like, it's super easy to actually set up a tile set once you know how to do it. Unless you want a fully graphical one, in which case then you need to change one option on top of that. But it's really quite easy to do that. Let's just forbid this one because they can't build diagonally. We're also going to... Someone said the idea of digging a moat, so we're going to dig a moat. It'll take a little while, but I think it'll be worth it. And I think we should make a bridge made of silver. Although I'm running out of diorite, that's actually kind of funny. There we go, that'll be our corner. And as far as learning Dwarf Fortress goes, it's always nice to see new people learning dwarfs. If you do have like questions and whatnot as well, like when I'm not streaming, just pop into the Discord. Because if I don't respond in there, someone else will. Yeah, we can reroute that river very easily. You know, we should do some above ground construction up here. Because it's actually not that deep. And let's start digging along the edge of this. Why not? Okay, first let's channel up along this. Hopefully there's no dwarves on top of it. No, it's probably a better idea to do this the other direction. Go on top and channel down, but I like to live life dangerously. Castle fort? Kinda. Well, I mean, we could do, like, towers and things. Also, heads up, chat room investments are open if you wish to invest your tickets. Also, if you like what I'm doing and you want to, like, see more of the streams that I do, I have a YouTube channel where I export all of my VODs. I'm also going to be putting up those Space Haven VODs from the past week due to popular demand because people have asked me to. So I will be uploading those as well over the next few days, as well as obviously all the stuff from this stream today and all the other DF streams going onwards. So there will be other things up on the channel as well. I'm also working on a kind of a Space Haven overview and my thoughts in the current state of that game, as well as some feedback for the devs, stuff like that. I'm working on a Jupiter Hell recommendation video and some other roguelike stuff. I also want to do like a kind of thoughts on the alpha of Ultimate Adom, which is available on the roguelike Discord right now. Ultimate Adom being the sequel to Adom, which is ridiculous that it's getting a sequel, but... Hopefully we don't get mashed by another were creature. Because that was tough earlier today. Also, thank you once again so much to everybody who does tune into these streams. You know, I've been on Twitch for a very long time, and when I first started streaming DF heavily, I was told by quite a few people who I respect heavily that if I kept streaming Dwarf Fortress, there'd be nothing left of my stream in a year. Here we are a year later, and there's like 70 people watching right now. We had 150 people earlier. Holy shit, Twiggy. Hi. Speaking of people, it's a Twiggy raid. Welcome, raiders. How's everybody doing? Welcome to some dwarfs. One of the most important games ever made. I think my chat's all lurking right now. Yeah, I agree, Peter. That's accurate. Welcome, everybody. My name's Blind. I used to stream a lot of RimWorld. I now stream a lot of Dwarf Fortress. So if you're confused by this game, please ask questions. I'll do my best to explain. Why are you intimidated by it, Twiggy? It's way easier than RimWorld, believe it or not. Way easier. Visually, it's kind of... RimWorld's like this game's little babby cousin that has a weird obsession with eating people. That's RimWorld. It's science fiction game that's in a similar vein that started off as a RimWorld started off as a Dwarf Fortress clone, but very quickly became a completely different game. Very, very, very quickly. Anyway, my name's Greg. The internet calls me Blind. I stream a lot of Dwarf Fortress. I don't see very well, and I stream too much. That's me. You guys should go follow Twiggy. I actually haven't managed to catch one of your streams before, Twiggy. I've watched your VODs, because I like to watch what people do with the Tato after I've had it, and I always feel terrible, because I've played horrendously every single time. How do you play this game? With a keyboard. That's how you play this game. Catching up on my YouTube videos while playing around Fortress. Really? Well, hello, Nosferatu. I'm glad that you've been enjoying the VODs. Don't feel terrible things happen. Here's the thing, right? I wasn't expecting to be in this season of Hot Potato at all, and was kind of asked at last minute, like right before it started. So I'm really rusty at Rim. Like I, at one point, was really good at RimWorld, but I've gotten kind of rusty as of late, which kind of sucks. But I'll give you all the brief overview of Dwarf Fortress since you're here. Do this. Zoom out a little bit. Where are your dwarves and how do they look like? Well, they're everywhere. Let's zoom in and show you a dwarf. This is a dwarf. Right here. This is my cursor, the little X. But this little guy right here, this is Vubok. He's a glassmaker, I think. Yeah. And what does he look like? Well, his sideburns are clean shaven, and his very long mustache is neatly combed. His long beard is braided, and his very long hair is tied in a ponytail. He has a square chin, and his nose is slightly upturned. His ears are somewhat splayed out, and his hair is pale. His hair is pale taupe, and his skin is cinnamon, and his eyes are amethyst. Purple eyes. Pretty. This particular dwarf personally sees no value in holding back complaints and concealing emotions, and finds maintaining decorum silly, and a fumbling waste of time. Dreams of crafting a great work of art, likes diorite and aluminum, resin, opal, and skink tooth, amber, and four-sided prisms. Hooray, marmot men for their whistles, and the words of the watchful orbs. All of this, this is your character stat sheet, essentially. So every single one of my dwarves, all like 60-ish of them, have a stat sheet. Recent thoughts, feelings, likes and dislikes, family history, family members, deities, gods that they worship. This particular dwarf worships Fathri, the deity of the Cyclopean confederacies, that's the right word, most often takes the form of a male human and is associated with lightning, thunder, storms, rain, agriculture, fertility, and food. First, a bunch of dwarves to be vampires. That's the only known relations we have with that dwarf, because they're secretive. The dwarf is currently wearing silk trousers, a silk dress, a wool robe, pigtail cloak, and a chimpanzee leather cap. Is thirsty and is going to go drink. This dwarf is going to run down to the tavern, or probably the kitchens actually, down way on the bottom levels, and get themselves a drink. So I'm sure most of you here are familiar with RimWorld, and I'm sure most of you here are probably familiar with Minecraft. I'm just going to zoom out for a second. This is one layer. This is one Z level. This is the beginning of the top level of the fortress. Over on the right, there is a small stream. The map itself is a black sand volcanic desert. All right, we are on the plains just next to a couple necromancer towers, so the undead are plentiful. There are many zombies that come wandering through these parts, which is why we are building ourselves a large wall. The kind of brown areas are areas that have been designated to be dug out, but what you're actually looking at here is a 2D representation of a 3D world. What you're seeing is essentially one layer of Minecraft blocks or one layer, or one single RimWorld map. Now, if I hold Shift and hit the greater than symbol, I move up a Z level. Now you can see the tops of my walls that I've constructed, as well as the upper floor where my military is training, and the tops of the walls that I'm constructing. If I move up another layer, you can now see things fading off into the distance, hence why they are blue. And we can see kind of the topographical map that is Dwarf Fortress. So that's above ground. You can also see the tips of trees now. If I move a few Z levels back down, you can see the fortress again. The black starry areas are layers of blocks that haven't been dug out now, as you can see up in the top right, because we're one layer below ground. The top right, you can actually see underwater in that little creek. If I were to zoom in on it, you'd see some fish in there, but we're not going to do that. If I move down Z levels, those are my stairs, those little X's in the middle there. This is an opening for an underground cave that we kind of dug right past. As I fly down, you can see more stairs and other areas that have been dug out. Some of these areas have been, and that's because they have veins of ore, which we have completely cleared out. This is the second cavern layer. It's filled with giant mushrooms and various other creatures in an underground lake. The purple stuff that you see sometimes is the stench of rotting flesh. This is the third cavern layer, and that's where I'm putting my poor dead dwarves. And down here is the actual fortress itself. The next thing I'm going to show you is the world map. Okay? Thanks, Epic. This is quite a small world, so I'm going to zoom in. This is the whole world map. Now, it might look like a mess, but all of these icons mean things. You might look at this and go, all I see is a whole bunch of whacked out symbols. Sure, that's fine. Up at the top here, this little X, you might see it moving. That's my cursor. This is where my fort is. We're kind of in between these two big ol' lakes. The water of clashing and the adorable water. And we're in the land of glee. The Fed Fang Dunes. Our fortress is the fortress of Fangshimmers in the Fed Fang Dunes. In between two towers, operated by necromancers. Now, this is the biggest difference between Dwarf Fortress, RimWorld, and every other Dwarf Fortress, in quotes, like game. Most of them, like let's just say Space Haven or RimWorld. Space Haven just came out. When you generate a world, it gives you a map. There's nothing actually in that map. There might be a few static objects. In the case of Space Haven, there's ships that move around and don't really do much else that you can trade with, and pirates that move around. In RimWorld, there's a bunch of static objects on the map that are like locations where you can go trade with people or kill things. That's about it. And occasionally little events will pop up. This game doesn't do that. So this game, this particular world, this is not vanilla. This is actually a tile set. It's quite graphical. There's quite a lot of stuff that isn't vanilla. Otherwise, you wouldn't have walls. You just have equal symbols. So my tile set's much easier to discern than like vanilla. So when you generate a world in this game, it generates 150, 250, 500, or 1,050 years of history. Now, when I say years of history, I mean hundreds of thousands of individual lives, characters, monsters, creatures, religions, civilizations, books, artifacts, wars, monasteries, tombs, gods, forms of poetry, forms of music, musical instruments, and every single time it's different. you can actually go back, and we were doing this earlier today. We spent like an hour and a half earlier today, literally just reading a different world that I generated this morning's history. Doing nothing but reading its history about different creatures, monsters. We read about some religions and just spent time doing that. So instead of generating a static world, it generates a living, breathing, evolving world that doesn't give a flying fuck about you, right? RimWorld, it generates a map, gives you a goal, and tries its best to kill you using algorithms. This game generates a world and doesn't care what you do in it. It just operates around you and accidentally squishes you at some point. Another thing that might make things obvious. Now, I don't know if there's anything actually happening in this world right now. Not currently. So if there was actually, there is some news. In the late summer of the year 560, Logrim Mirror Shades became the sacred deep of the domination of knights, replacing Thloltig Abercoven. Okay, so there was a rebalancing of power here. But that's like the only real news that's going on. There's something else that happened up here. In the mid-autumn of 559, Tubal Handelgrounds became the sacred scar of the Order of Knighting. All right, replacing somebody else. Sure, that's kind of irrelevant to us. But here's another thing that Dwarf Fortress does that nothing else really does. Once again, this is... wait, actually, where was my fortress? This is our fortress currently. If I go... Where was it? Is it this one? There it is. The Ale Harvest of Scorching. Population 600, some artifacts. Site government, the Terror of Bile. Civilization, the Cloudy Dungeons. That is a previous fortress that we played on. We played in it for about 10 years in-game time. We had a whole lot of dwarves in there. Oh, absolutely, you can get strong enough to crush the world, but that's maybe the least interesting thing you can do in Dwarf Fortress. Oh, RimWorld is way harder, but I enjoy playing Dwarf Fortress a hell of a lot. Dwarf Fortress can be fucking hard, though, if you decide to make it hard. Dwarf Fortress can also be extremely easy if you decide to make it easy. I would say RimWorld is mean. Dwarf Fortress can be hard, but RimWorld is just mean. But difficulty doesn't necessarily make a game good. Anyway, that's my brief introduction to Dwarf Fortress. Any questions? As far as dwarves themselves, dwarves are designated by their color. Their highest skill is the color that they are, but it might not currently be the job that they are doing. They all have different names. This is the list of my dwarves and what they're doing. Another thing I should say. This game doesn't have an HP system. A lot of games have HP systems, which is just like a static number that as you hit them, damage goes down. Maybe they'll have different limbs. This game keeps track of, bear with me here, bones, blood, muscles, tendons, fat, skin, organs, eyelids, tongues, fingers, toenails, digestive systems, and if they actually bleed out, and if they run out of blood, they die. Teeth, yes. Installing is not a hassle at all. It's literally download the game, extract the zip file. If you want a tile set, go into the graphics or the graphics file, drag and drop the tile set you want, go to D-Init and scroll down to tile set, change the default to the name of the tile set, and then change your resolution and turn off music. Done. It's not a hassle. I could get a new install of Dwarf Fortress up in 3 minutes. What tile set are you trying to use? It's like 30 PNG files? Use a different tile set then. Oh. Yeah, then you want to use Lazy Noob Pack. If you're using like a proper graphical one, you just use a launcher. I don't recommend that though. But, you know, I also like more vanilla tile sets. Yeah, but also gives you a lot of bugs. It's funny, a lot of people complain to me that Dwarf Fortress is very crashy, and I'm like, okay. Oh shit! Our friends from the human caravan have arrived, including the Goblin Chief Treasurer, which I think is fascinating. I need more alcohol. Let's just do 90. This tile set's super easy to install. I mean, you're more than welcome to use DF hack. I don't. That's all. Really. What do I want to sell them? What do I want to sell them? Astronauts? You mean the game that's by the guy that made the whatchamacallit? Whatever the name of that survival game was. I know that's very descriptive. I know what Astronauts is, though. Neo Scavenger. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm familiar with it. I think I'm on their email list. I think we killed the raiders and we didn't even start with adventure mode. What are you talking about, Infinity? Or did I miss the first half of a thing? But what about adventure mode? Here's the thing with adventure mode. I don't really want to play adventure mode ever. The world is same as ever. Do you have any requests of our merchants? Obviously, I want you to bring me sperm whale leather, because how the hell else am I going to get sperm whale leather? Sperm whale eye, long heart, intestines. Please just bring me sperm whale food. I'd like to... An orca. I don't know what the heck these humans are doing, but they're somehow catching whales. I know a popular graphical tile set that's really easy to install is Space Fox. But Space Fox is missing some graphics these days. But yeah, no, so there's, in response to kind of Infinity's question, is there's three kinds of modes of play. There's Fortress mode, which we're playing right now, Adventure mode, and Legends mode. Legends mode is just reading. Adventure mode, you control one character and go around in the open world. And then Fortress mode, you build a base. Am I using any mods? No. Not unless you count the tile set as a mod. But that's a graphics pack, not really a mod. No kidding, dude. My poor mayor. Oh, you want me to make bucklers? Make some leather bucklers. Copper buckler. My mayor wants me to make them stuff. We're doing it. Okay, yeah. Most people have the rate to become very quiet. It's a little bit overwhelmed despite not having seen one of the game modes. Here's the problem with adventure mode. Adventure mode is really fucking boring. Like, it can be really cool if you're playing it, but watching it is very difficult. And it's something that I personally have a really hard time communicating. And it just makes me want to play a better roguelike whenever I play adventure mode. Like, I could either play adventure mode or I could play Caves of Cud, which is significantly more engaging than adventure mode. And in my opinion, a much better video game. I finally found a bug in your code. You have a good night's sleep, CCX. Also, adventure mode. It's a. Or are you asking about Caves of Cud or adventure mode? Because adventure mode is a different mode of play for Dwarf Fortress. Caves of Cud is a different game entirely. Uh-oh, got ourselves a mood. Axon has been taken by a mood. What kind of mood was it? Just withdraws from society. Okay. Nice. Axon claims a magma forge. And the frame rate goes bye-bye for a second. What do you want? Quarry, forest, sure. Wood. Stacked cloth, we got that. Good. Shining bars of metal. Yeah, we got that. Cut gems. That's probably what we need, actually. Lots of cut gems. Okay. I don't actually think I have a jeweler's shop. Yeah, I see a trap shop and some other things, but I don't have a jeweler's shop. The one that you suggested in your beginner's guide looks okay and not terrible to install. Which one? Because, you know, if you do want a proper graphical tile set, I would use the Lazy Noob Pack just to install it. Or you could even use the Masterwork Dwarf Fortress launcher just to install the tile set. Another option. Do I even have a gem cutter? I don't know. I don't think so. But no, I think generally the biggest problem with Dwarf Fortress is people take one look at the graphics and they realize very quickly that they've never seen a game like this before. And people are often just scared of things that are new. When in reality, this game is actually quite easy to get into. It's not unapproachable in the slightest. It's completely doable. You're sleeping. Can I give you... Oh, you've got a lot of side jobs. Let's give you gem cutting. I need somebody to cut gems. I've got all these uncut gems that I need cut. Actually... Go to this peasant who's currently dying of thirst. But we have more alcohol now, so that's good. Looks like Cataclysm CDDA. Much easier to get into, though, and I prefer it over Cataclysm. Dwarves? Drink water? What are you, crazy? That would make a dwarf sick. It's disgusting. Why would you make a dwarf drink water? That's like asking a human to drink piss. What's wrong with you? No, but in all seriousness, dwarves don't like drinking water. It scars them for life and can give them PTSD. Because something that's unique to Dwarf Fortress is dwarves don't forget anything, really. So if something bad happens in their history, it hurts their psyche, and that drinking water is one of those things. Don't kink shame. I wasn't trying to. Apologies. Can they take drugs? Okay. This is Dwarf Fortress, not Rimworld. They're already drunk all the time. Why do you need drugs? It's a fantasy game. Dwarfy Perry. God, you need to set Dwarfy Perry on fire. I mean, they make their alcohol out of mushrooms. They make their alcohol out of plump helmets, which in Dwarf Fortress are mushrooms. They make dye out of a different kind of mushroom. And before you ask about cannibalism, dwarves are nice creatures. They don't eat intelligent creatures. They have morals. It's the elves that do that. Tile set breaks the intro. Yep, it'll do that. Oh boy. We got ourselves a procedurally generated monster. Forgotten beast. Githu Pompeo has come, an enormous quadruped composed of grime and filth. It has a pair of knobby antennae and a bloated body. Beware its poisonous vapors. It's a giant Spartan quadruped composed of poop. Real question is, does it have a way into my fort? Yeah, it'll do that. Which tile set are you using, Thundermater? I'm sure I asked already, and you probably already answered already. Doesn't seem to. Yeah, which one is that? I linked to like 5 in this starting guide. Really? The Guild Hall of Oiling. Stoneworkers Guild. All right. I'll build you a guild hall. Oh, and we have a dead dwarf. Whoops. Oopsies. Oaksack has been found dead, body crushed. Well, we will throw you into the pit. Not your pick or any of your clothing, though, because we can use that, but sorry about that. Whoops. This is a texture pack, yes. Here, I'll show you what the vanilla game looks like. I'm using custom colors and a texture pack. Of course, I get it from a rock, paper, shotgun article. That's not a good screenshot. I should just have a vanilla install so I can just show people what the vanilla game looks like. This is an old fucking screenshot, but it'll work. This is what the vanilla game looks like. The tile set I'm using is this one. One from someone called Krug Smash. Ah, yeah, no, Krug Smash's tile set is like the one I'm currently using, but different. He originally made this one. I stole it and customized it. We're being real dangerous with the way we're digging this out, but it'll be okay. Hold on a second. Hold on, who are you? No, you can leave. I expelled you once before. That's not sketchy in the slightest. Also, we just chucked this dwarf. Oh, is it already down at the bottom? Darn. Into the garbage. Shoot. Ah, there he is. So this is the dwarf that died in the collapse while we were digging out the side of the hill. And now we're dumping it into the garbage chute, so it gets to fall into some magma and die. Have you begun your mysterious construction? No. Let's cut a couple different gems, because I think we need some more gems. The were-kangaroo? Yeah, I think it came back with migrant waves, so we need to be really fucking careful about that. Yeah, I mean, I still have the one, but he's stuck in a different room, so it's okay. I might need to murder some puppies for this dude. Hey, Zelser, how you doing? Good to see you. Highly possible we'll need to murder some puppies. Question is, do you want bones, actually? Sackcloth. Gave a pink border? Some tile sets will do stuff like that. Yeah, you just want a lot of cut gems. Well, I mean, they love puppies and can have pet dogs, and we can train them as war dogs, but they're also delicious. They also give very valuable leather. We also eat our turkeys. Or one of the dwarves that I expelled came back with the migrant wave. Did the Forgotten Beast kill the elk bird? Forgotten Beast breathes a cloud of Getsu's Forgotten Beast extract vapor. Elk bird has been knocked unconscious. The Forgotten Beast kicks the elk bird in the upper body with the right foot, bruising the muscle and bruising the gizzard. The Forgotten Beast kicks the elk bird in the upper left eye with the right foot. The injured part collapses into a lump of gore. Well, it's beating the shit out of some elk birds right now. I mean, we also eat kittens. It's funny how you want to know if they can do drugs, but you're weirdly disturbed about us eating puppies. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. Is not careful with resources when working on projects and spends unnecessary effort. Lives a high... Hey, you know what? We're hanging out. Slay! Boop. He personally respects commerce and dislikes cooperation and dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. He's not careful with resources when working on projects, and he often spends unnecessary effort. Lives in high energy and kinetic pace, and has a strong sense of duty. Does not generally respond to emotional appeals, and he tends to be passive in discussions. He has an active imagination and tends to share his own experiences and thoughts with others. He is moved by art and natural beauty, and not particularly interested in what others think of him. He is quick to form negative views about things and occasionally overindulges. Needs alcohol to get through the working day, as any good dwarf should. Personally respects commerce and dislikes cooperation. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. Very tall, skinny, sideburns are clean shaven. Long mustache is neatly combed, and his very long beard is braided. He is clean shaven, and he has a neatly and his. He is clean shaven, and his long mustache is neatly combed. His hair is clean shaven, yeah. He has a square chin and pale taupe, and his hair is pale taupe. His skin is cinnamon, and his eyes are aquamarine. He likes petrified wood, billion, gold, opal, Rothward tooth, and stars. I don't think I've ever seen a dwarf like stars before. Bucklers, backpacks, and cows for their hunting moose. And you're gonna join the military. Peasant dreams of crafting masterwork someday. Very impolite and inconsiderate of property. As long as no name is dead already or is goblin, yes. Well, actually, they're still disturbed by combat, even if it's, like, straight up more. Why do I need cut gems? So, in Dwarf Fortress, there's this thing called moods. Moods, in lore, are like their ancestors possessing them from the afterlife kind of deal, generally. But RimWorld cloned it in snapping. Moods can be positive or negative depending on the mental state of the dwarf. You can have bad moods or good moods, but moods always have a dwarf go claim a workshop and then require specific materials to make an artifact. Yeah, maybe it's the shape. I don't know. So they will need, like, let's just say bones from an animal, metal bars, cut gems, stacked cloth, and trees, which means they need wood. And then you have to make sure that all those items are available to run around, collect all those items, and yes. Or alternatively, maybe they'll go murder a dwarf and make a table out of their rib cage if they're in a really bad mood. Awesome, Thundermater. That's good. You fix the weird pink around the text. Another thing, if you're using a custom font in Dwarf Fortress, oops, nope, not F11. Yeah, hit F12. It'll reset all the menus to the default font. So, like, if you're using a weird font and it's fucking up your menus, just hit F12. We'll reset to your default font. Super fucking helpful, let me tell you. So if you're not sure what a certain letter is, you can just reset that. Man, let's hope nobody gets squashed. There's so many cave-ins happening, it's not even funny. But it's fine. I'm an idiot, that's all. Wait, hold on, what? Oh, I see. Axon has begun a mysterious construction. So Axon went and grabbed... That's not right. Oh, that's because I'm looking at the wrong person. So Axon grabbed pigtail cloth, Sangaro ribwood logs, diorite, cave spider soak cloth, round brilliant cut, purple spinels, cut pyrites, and silver bars. So it's going to be valuable, whatever it is. It was F12 is the key. And I'm going to remove all those ramps. All right, so I'm out of tetrahedrite, which kind of sucks. That's okay. Yeah, O's are appearing as stones. Yeah, because so the game has a certain number of characters, and tile sets like this one that replace certain characters with assets. Like, for example, let's see if I can find somebody with, like, a lever in their name. Yeah, see, this person has a lever in their name. So if I hit F12, you'll see that it's clearly not a lever. It's actually an O with an umlaut thingy. So if I were to see that in vanilla, it would actually just look like an O with an umlaut. I mean, you can throw it in the chat if you like. What do you want to rant about? I'm looking for surface metals. Nope. Discord's public. Exclamation point Discord. Feature creep? I mean, it's nowhere near as bad as CDDA. What feature creep do you want to yell about? Oh shit, Hungry Head fighting. Hungry Head bites the Forgotten Beast. Forgotten Beast is fighting with some Hungry Heads. Forgotten Beast is like damaged. I'm kind of hoping it'll just die. I don't really want to fight with it, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, maybe put it in Discord. I don't know. Oh, you're talking about the rating system. Yeah, no, the rating system is fucked. Currently, anyway. All right, let's see what Axon made. Axon, the chief medical dwarf, has created... See, that name has a bucket in it. Isakerbokol Takuth Avaz, a silver bracelet, and claims it as a personal treasure. I am extremely disappointed with you that it's not a silver hammer or maul. It's worth 60,000 Dwarf bucks, so it's our most valuable artifact. This is a silver bracelet. All craft Dwarf ship is of the highest quality. You know why that happens with the F text? I literally just explained it. Certain like if you use up characters that are normally letters in vanilla as in a tile set like this, they will show up in place of letters, which is why you hit F12 to be able to read things properly. All craft worship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of single-cut purple spennels and Sangaro rib wood and pigtail. This object is adorned with hanging rings of pyrite and menaces with spikes of silver. On the item is an image of Naga's phrased bolts, the human, and Painful Song, the giant dingo, in giant cave spider silk. Painful Song is striking down Naga's phased bolts. The artwork relates to the killing of the human Nanga's phased bolts by the giant on dingo on wait what the giant dingo in cave spider silk. Painful Song is striking down Naga's phase bolts. The artwork relates to the killing of the human Naga's phase bolt by the giant dingo and Painful Song in the Fedfang Dunes in 106. So this is like 450 years ago. On the item is an image of an amulet and diorite. I can't read it. But no, I understand the problems with feature creep in Dwarf Fortress, but it's just kind of part of the fun. But yeah, no, the thing I lock behind patron stuff are I don't lock like Discord and stuff like that because that to me is just silly. What I do lock behind sub only stuff is the sound commands for the stream. So if you want to, you know, be able to interact directly with the stream, that is patron only. But that's kind of the only thing that is really patron only here. Gonna mine out some stone right here. I kind of almost feel bad for this dwarf. Let's see how you're doing. Angry dwelling upon getting into an argument, was frustrated after being able to practice a craft. A pleasure putting on an exceptional item. Do you have dreams? Tell me a story. Oh, you poor fucking dwarf. I don't know what that was. Holy shit. Serious question. What the fuck is happening today? Thank you for the 75 bucks. Holy shit. Dinner's ready? Go get your din-din, friend. Dude. God almighty. I get a round of beers in chat. I'm just kind of at a loss for words right now. Much bucks indeed, yeah. All right, so we've got tetrahedrite again. Smelt. Okay, another thing I should probably explain actually. This screen, right? I hit U, M. This is the manager screen, right? What I'm actually doing here is I'm giving my manager, who's Burger, this dwarf, a job. Because I've set that to happen on the manager screen, Burger's gonna finish mining. Once Burger is finished mining out this area, Burger is going to run to his office, fill out some paperwork, and send out the order, and then those jobs are gonna get done by those dwarves. So I've told him to give out the order to smelt tetrahedrite. Well, once they're finished mining all this stuff out, he's going to run down to his office, and yeah, they're auto-mining veins. He's going to run down to his office and fill out the paperwork, and then other dwarves are going to go do that. Also, that's fucking cool. We just discovered like a big old pit. Look at that. That's actually really neat. Damn, and it keeps going. Yeah, if you hit A, you can change the designation style. So you can make them automatically mine out veins of ore. Okay, so currently you're down here drinking. But once you're done drinking... I'm gonna go back to digging. I guess you already filled out the order. Yeah, you did. Why do microwaved White Castles always end up cold on the bottom? I've never had White Castle in my entire life. True story. Why are they mining like that? Why are they mining like that? They're mining out a full vein of ore. In fact, I'm also going to tell them to mine out gems, because there's a bunch of gems in here. The thing is, we have to be kind of careful, because this pit right here that we just discovered, this pit right here goes all the way down to the cavern layer, which means forgotten beasts could come out of it if we're not careful, if they fly. All right, so I have a mayor. My mayor is really mad at me because he has no office, no dining room, and only one chest instead of two. Oh, you big baby. All right, so let's jump down to where he's at. Let's go down to you because you're constructing rock blocks. That's the right level. And let's give my mayor a door. This. Let's give him 1, 2 silver chests, a silver cabinet, an armor stand, 2 armor stands. Well, actually, there's something already in the way there. Let's give you 3 armor stands, actually. Can I give you a weapon rack? Do I have any weapon racks? I do indeed have a weapon rack. Let's give you 2 weapon racks. That's a fucking royal bedroom if I ever saw one. Down here, I'm going to build 2 more doors by hitting the build menu, which is B and then D real quickly. So this will be his office/dining room. Actually, those are diorite tables. Let's actually make silver tables. I don't want to do this too fast. Silver. Somebody's smoking a cigarettes outside of my apartment. I really wish that they would all just agree to vape so that I can smell strawberries instead of cigarettes. Let's also give you another armor stand, another armor stand. Some more weapon racks. And 2 more silver chests. White Castle is like, from what I've been told, the place where you go when you're extremely drunk and too lazy to go anywhere else because they're still open. Or incredibly high and you just want to eat a lot of food for like $5. I've been told it's somehow worse than McDonald's. That's my awareness of White Castle. I've never actually been in one, though. As a Canadian, I've never been in a White Castle. You can confirm. Stoner food! I'm a stoner, but when I want stoner food, I'm much more of like a crackers and hummus kind of person. Nothing wrong with being a stoner, but, you know. All I have to say, though, guys, is thank you so much for the ludicrous amount of support today. Like, today's been kind of bananas. So, thanks, everybody, for hanging out and spending time here. Let's see if we... Ooh, looks like we're gonna... What are they doing? Are they socializing? Yeah, they're socializing. I'm kind of hoping that we'll get some dancing, because there's a lot of dwarves hanging out in the tavern. Come on. Come on, dwarves, dance. Oh, we got a dwarf. Oh, looked like he was telling a story for a second there, maybe singing. All right, so I'm going to go down here. I'm going to make this into a throne room / study, and I'm going to assign it to my, not my manager, my mayor, Dorton. And then this table, I'm going to make into a dining room. This actually lowers the value of the room, but for mayors, I like to just kind of combine the 2 into 1 and make one really valuable room because it's easier, rather than making 2 separate rooms. Also, Dorton, our mayor, is Rhinestone's significant other or partner. Who is our mayor? Dorton. She. Okay. You felt hopeless after suffering a major injury. But hopefully you'll feel a little bit better there, Dorton, after getting your proper office. The thing is, it's somehow cheaper than McDonald's, which means it's worse food than McDonald's. Also, autumn has arrived on the calendar, so the game is saving. You do... The one thing I always say about McDonald's fries, you realize they're coated in sugar, right? Investments are open. Feel free to invest your tickets. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever eat White Castle now, because it's like the amount of insulin I'd need to inject to actually eat White Castle. I don't even want to think about it. I'm not gonna lie. Don't actually want to think about it. All right, so then this bed right here, to make this into a bedroom, I need to dig some more beds. Is assigned to my mayor. So my mayor is now happy. And also, we're not allowed to export spears. That's interesting. Holy crap, my mayor's cool. Killed 5 elves earlier in life. Badass. Also, for those of you who don't know, all these Ds running around, these are dogs. The brown Ds are dogs, and the red Ds are puppies. Red things are generally the child version of whatever that thing is. So this is a puppy. They're delicious. A medium-sized, highly social mammalian carnivore. It has a keen sense of smell and can be trained to obey commands. His hair is black and his ears are tan. His tail is gray, his head is chocolate, his front paws are slate gray, his rear paws are buff, and his skin is cinnamon. His eyes are pine green. Genocide all the puppies? I mean, I could. You kind of have to do that occasionally when there's too many of them. But right now, I only have 22 animals. It's fine. Might as well let them grow up first before we make them into stew. Really want to see some dancing. Come on, dwarves, do some dancing. What are you doing? You're telling a story. This dwarf is telling a story. He's telling the story of in the midsummer of 559, the dwarf Kogan Templegolds became a member of the Cavern of Visions. Well, that's a beautiful story. Rhinestone has created a masterpiece silver throne. Put in some silver tables. As well as some silver thrones. I actually fucked that up. Cancel that, cancel that. I forgot the hotkey for thrones for a second there. I was trying to hit C. There we go. I was like, why is capital C not working? It's because that's the wrong button. We can get like 20 White Castle sliders and 4 fries for like $20. And I actually, okay, hold on. Let's find out how much insulin would I need to inject to eat at White Castle? White Castle slider. White Castle slider. Okay, so one of those is 160 calories. 14 carbs for one. So let's just say I were to eat 4 sliders and nothing else. It's 1 gram of fiber. So 4 sliders would be a meal. That would be about 6 units of insulin. Depending on what my blood sugar's at. It's been a while since I've seen any farm animals now. What, in your fort? I mean, my dinner last night was 80 carbs, but it was a fucking baked potato. Like, this was my dinner last night. Like, that was my dinner last night. Baked potato, chicken, bunch of fried vegetables, and green beans. That was my dinner last night. That was 80 carbs. But that was also a pretty hefty dinner. Ironically, somehow I managed to come out the other end with low blood sugar. Somehow. The outpost liaison has arrived. You know, I think we're going to do more of this fortress tomorrow. I'm just really enjoying this fort and I want to play more of it. Trying to decide how I should get over to this wall. No! No! So super early in the disease. I'm type 1. And still something I'm getting used to. Take care of yourself, though, if you're pre-diabetic. You thought those were asparagus? Nope, those are definitely green beans. I love asparagus, though. Although Anender was threatening me, saying that if I ever cook asparagus, you get mad at me. Apparently they taste like piss. You know, when people say that something tastes like piss, I should ask them if they've ever had piss. Because I personally don't know what piss tastes like. Although I have had Bud Light, and I'm pretty sure that's what piss tastes like. I mean, no, it's not. It's just self-control. You know? You made that joke 20 minutes ago. Did it go right over my head? Must have. I must have totally missed it. I'm sorry for missing your joke. But how long have I been streaming? Hours and 23. You know what, guys? I think I'm gonna call it here because I promised myself I'd do a bit of a shorter stream today. Tomorrow's stream is gonna be around the same length because I have a doctor's appointment at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, which is in 6 minutes.
You suck.
I'm sorry. I've been doing long streams. Battle Puggle. Thanks for your absurd generosity. And that Prime subscription. Seriously. Been a really good stream. We had some salt. We almost got taken over by were-kangaroos. There's a pile of slime walking around. And Shadow Dragon, thanks for your ludicrous generosity today, too. Like, seriously. Today's been bonanners, as they say. If you want more Dwarf Fortress, my YouTube channel is full of it. It's full of it. Literally. Like, there's maybe a lifetime supply of YouTube videos over there worth of Dwarf Fortress VODs. Well, I mean, I have no intention to stop, Battle. No intention to stop. In fact, it's probably just going to be Dwarf Fortress all week until Saturday when I'll do my hot potato day on Saturday. And then Sunday I might do Space Haven again. But life's shitty right now. I'm extremely fortunate for 3 reasons. And I say this as somebody who was diagnosed with type 2 or type 1 diabetes earlier this month. I live in Canada, so I've got good health care. I have a very supportive family, and I work from home, so I'm not screwed over work-wise. So
Sweet.
I'm extremely fortunate. Yes, life is weird right now, but God, there's so many ways I could be completely fucked. But I'm not. Oh, boy, are you streaming tonight? Or am I hosting someone else? Regardless, though, thank you very much for like I said, the ridiculous amounts of support. It feels weird to say this, but I have a Patreon. If you want to support me directly, a couple bucks a month goes a really long way. I also, if you like the sound of my voice, I have a podcast with my co-host Rhinestone. You came back just in time. Yes, you did. If you want to go listen to that, if you want to listen to more of my voice, you can do that. On my Patreon, I do cooking videos. I'm going to start doing gardening videos, and you get your name in the credits of the edited stuff I do for YouTube. Or find somebody that we can host, though. Somebody who's cool, preferably. Someone who I enjoy watching. Frysat Sun. I guess it is Monday, isn't it? Feels like Sunday to me. I don't know why. Who's on? Who's cool? Who deserves dib host? Well, actually, hold on. Let's just see if there's anybody streaming Dwarfs that we could host. Are you in English? You have a nice microphone? Yeah. Do that. Although they literally just hosted somebody else. Well, that's no good. You guys want to make somebody's day? Yeah, let's do that. Let's host this person who has 2 concurrent viewers. Let's do that. So I don't do the rating thing. I just host people. Just go pile into this person's chat and just use the first hello emote you can see. If you have a hello emote, just go. I just want to see some hellos pop up here. Go do that. Okay? Just pop in there and say hello. Do that. Just post beers, say hi, post a wave emote, do whatever. They seem pretty chill. See you guys over there on that channel in a second. You guys have a good night.